in order to win $620. Here we go. Kickoff by Michael Houston, right to left. And he kicks it to the north. It's going to be taken by Desmond Howard at the 5-yard line, up the right side to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and down at about the 22-yard line. Howard taken down at the 22-yard line, and he was exactly right, Larry was. That was good coverage by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, they do get down there good, Jim, and they stayed in their lanes. There was no place to go for Desmond.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Green Bay Packers Incorporated is prohibited. Packers will have the ball first down. Their front four is Chidi Anahatu, Brad Culpepper, Warren Sapp, and Reggie Upshaw. Culpepper not starting. Marcus Jones, their number 1 draft choice, or their 2nd draft choice in the first round, will be starting at the left tackle. Here's a man in motion, Shamir to the outside, and a quick pattern for Brett Favre up over the head of his intended receiver, Keith Jackson. He had both of his tight ends out in the left flat, and both of them were pretty well covered.
Not an uncommon start for Brett Favre. He invariably throws a couple over their head just to sound the warning.
Just to wake them up, right?
Just to wake them up.
He lets the other guys just know they got a prayer today for a while anyway.
Well, that's what he did. He threw it over the head. Was not a well-planned, or, well, it was well-planned. Wasn't well executed as far as the play was concerned. It will become a 2nd down and 10 at the 22-yard line for the Packers. The linebackers, Martz, Nickerson, and Brooks, are really good for Tampa Bay. 2nd down. Here's Brett Favre, and the handoff goes to Edgar Bennett around the corner. Got a blocker out in front. Cuts inside the blocker to the 35-yard line for a first down, and a great block by William Henderson to string it.
Yes, William getting outside, and what William was able to get outside untouched and make that great block because the Packers did such a fine job at the line of scrimmage. Mark Chmura in particular, Bruce Wilkerson, all doing well to seal the point of attack.
And you know how often we criticize when they run on that second play after a missed first down. He ran that one for about 14 yards.
Well, you got to be right 1 out of 100.
First down at the 34-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. We have just started the ball game from Lambeau Field. Another sellout crowd, of course, and it is a gorgeous day to play football. A little cloudy, makes it easier to sit in the stands and see everything, but it is windy. First down at the 34, and Tampa Bay may have jumped. No flag. Here's the handoff up the middle, and the ball lost. It appeared that Henderson pulled it back. Dorsey Levens made the run, but the flags were thrown, even though they were a little late in being thrown.
Yeah, I would think that'd be flagged for a different deal. I don't know why they'd wait that long to throw it.
I don't either.
Penalty.
Well, he got 5 yards on the play out to the 39. We'll listen to Dale Hamer, who is the official working today's ball game, to see what the call is going to be.
Offside.
It is offsides. It was a delayed call.
Defensive right in.
The Wisconsin Volkswagen dealers want to put you in the driver's seat of a Jetta GL. Come on in for a test drive. Call 1-800-DRIVE-VW for a conveniently located dealership near you. So they'll take the penalty, and it becomes a first down and 5 at the 39-yard line. Levens fumbled the ball. It appeared that Henderson pulled it in for the Packers. Not that it mattered because the play was already dead. First down at the 39-yard line. Split the 2 running backs, Henderson and Edgar Bennett. Bennett had a shoulder injury last week, but has responded well to it. First down play. Here's Brett Favre straight back in the pocket. Swings a little pass to the left. Bennett all alone out there to the 46-yard line for a first down. Left flat, little swing pass, just a little lob pass, Max. And Bennett had the 5 yards between him and the defender.
Yeah, that time Bennett was primary receiver. They were looking for a couple of yards. They didn't even look anywhere else, and he was wide open, got it easy.
Tell you what, one of the key matches up front is Aaron Taylor versus Warren Sapp. So far, Aaron has done a great job of not overextending, setting back, and letting Sapp do all his shakes and bakes, and then blocking him. Good job, Aaron Taylor.
Sapp has more tackles than anybody on the defensive line, 27, and he has 5.5 sacks as well. Here's Brett Favre on a delayed. Edgar Bennett up the middle. Almost 10 yards to about the 46-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that meant something.
Great job of Adam Timmerman blocking down on the nose men. Then Frankie Winters pulled around him to get up in the Hardy Nickerson's face. Just a fine executed running play.
I think they've already surpassed their running yardage against San Francisco in this first drive.
I'll tell you, I saw whoever was blocking Culpepper there, Sapp there, blew him right off the line of scrimmage, too, and that's a lot to move around like that.
Second down and about a half a yard to go for the Packers in Tampa Bay territory at the 46-yard line.
Buccaneers give up 4-6 a carry, a team you can get your running game healthy against.
Dorsey Levens, the single running back here. He goes to the left side to the 40, to the 38-yard line. Boy, he burst across the 45-yard line, and that 5 yards there was as quick as you can get before he got hit at about the 38.
I've always liked the way he makes those cuts.
You do.
When he turns it up and gets that 235, 40 pounds, he's tough to bring down.
So it is a first down and an impressive first drive for the Green Bay Packers. It started at the 22 and has now worked to the 38-yard line of the orange-clad Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No secret about the running game, just good execution. Maintaining those blocks, holding on to them.
They got Donnie Abram, a rookie, over on their right corner. He has played extremely well for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's Brett Favre on a play-action fake, rolls to the right. Now he's got Chimura downfield.
He dropped
picked off. No, it was intercepted, apparently. Are they going to rule an interception or down? They are going to rule it intercepted, I believe, on a rolling ball, and Tampa Bay has intercepted it. He had Chimura behind, but it is number 41, I believe. 47 who came up, John Lynch, with his first interception of the year. Did he hold on to the ball before he hit the ground, I think was the question.
Well,
he fumbled the ball.
Jim, he definitely caught it, but as he's going down, he lost it, but I think it landed on his chest. We can see here on a replay.
He recovered his own fumble.
Yeah, it never touched the ground. So Tampa Bay will take over. That is the interception thrown by Brett Favre, and for Brett this year, that becomes interception number 6. He just underthrew.
He had a man
wide open Chimura.
Yeah, Chimura wide open.
First down, Trent Dilfer. Man in motion is Hawkins. Here's the handoff to the tailback, straight up the middle, driving forward for Tampa Bay. Across the 25 is Reggie Brooks to about the 27 or 8-yard line. Well, that's an interesting turn of events for the Packers right there. They had a good drive going, and that's the one thing you can't afford to have, just little mistakes that stop your drives.
Well, as we've talked about so many times this season, Brett Favre usually starts slow. He did have Chimura open.
Yeah, just underthrew him. Second down, 7 yards to go. Sean Jones, the right side. Santana Dotson, Gilbert Brown, and Reggie White on the defensive line for the Packers. Here is the 2nd and 3 for Trent Dilfer. Man in motion to the near side is Courtney Hawkins again. Here's Dilfer on the handoff. Straight up the middle. Brooks dives across the 30 to the 31 into the arms of George Kuntz. And down he goes at the 31 with a gain of about 3. And it's going to make a 3rd down and 4 for Tampa Bay. Nothing really exciting about what they've done so far. They average just 87 yards a ball game in rushing.
Well, right now they're averaging 3 yards a carry, and 3 times 3 is 9, so they're going to come up short here.
Now, they pulled Ian Beckles, the right guard, that time, tried to trap on the Packers' left side, just didn't get it done.
4 wide receivers for Tampa Bay now. 3rd down and 4 yards to go with a single running back for Trent Dilfer. Dilfer looks over the defense of the Packers. Short drop back into the pocket. Looking, now chased out of the pocket on the run. Being chased down by Gabe Wilkins, fires it upfield. It's caught at midfield in between 2 defenders by Courtney Hawkins. Somehow Hawkins got all alone in between, and Dilfer threw a perfect pass on the run and gets a 1st down.
Well, how he got open is that Dilfer, when he broke contain, the Packer coverage was excellent on the play. Not much of a pass rush, but Dilfer still had plenty of time to break contain, and then people lost their men. Got to really focus in when the quarterback scrambles.
Well, you had a defender left and a defender right, and they weren't able to close on him quickly enough.
Well, Craig Newsom fell down in that process there, Jim, and was not able to recover before it was a completed pass.
1st down at the 49. Brooks will go wide to the left this time. 2 receivers wide right. And Dilfer on 1st down to throw. Jones after him. He throws a little screen off to the left where Jones was, and it is caught by Mike Alstott out of the backfield, and he has about 6 yards down to the Packer 45. Nicely designed play, Larry, by Tampa Bay. They sent people right and then ran Alstott out to the left where Sean Jones was coming in on that side, and he was wide open.
Alstott, while he's built like a blocker, like 240-some pounds, he wants his hands on the ball.
Today's game brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm and Bushnell. Catch all the action with a pair of Bausch & Lomb binoculars from Bushnell. Hawkins goes right. To the left side is Rob Thomas, who is starting in place of Alvin Harper. They have an I formation this time. In motion, Hawkins to the near side of the field on a 2nd down at about 4. And a handoff to the deep man, Brooks. He tried to spin, couldn't. He was undercut by Brian Williams, and then somebody got him around the waist and spun him down, the safety Leroy Butler, and no gain on the play, maybe a half a yard at the most, and it will be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
When your strong safety comes up in the line of scrimmage, you don't account for him in a blocking screen, and Leroy does a nice job of going right down the line of scrimmage so he can be a factor in the play.
Mike Pryor comes on, and out of the lineup will go Wayne Simmons. Now he stays on the Packers, and then Gabe Wilkins comes on. They're confused. They are totally confused on defense. On a 3rd down and 3, 3 guys get off. Do they have enough left on to defend, I wonder? 3rd down and 3 for the Packers. Here's Dilfer on a draw play up the middle, and it's not going anywhere. Dropped right at the 43-yard line. And the Packers appear to be confused, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran a confusing play.
Well, I agree. A draw play, that situation's a tough play, Jim, but I suppose they didn't want Dilfer launching one into the wind.
That'll bring on Tommy Barnhart. Interesting play for Tampa Bay. And so both teams have had opportunities. Desmond Howard will be the deep man. Tommy Barnhart is averaging 43.8 yards per kick.
Doesn't kick it in the end zone very often. Just one touchback all year. 12 kicks inside the 20.
Packers moving around to the line of scrimmage as Tampa Bay made a couple of quick moves as well. You always have to be, when you're the underdog like they are, you got to be careful of any trick plays. They're taking all the time in the world.
They're trying to get a penalty here, Jim. That's what all that jumping around was for. They're going to take the 5 yards. So actually, it'll help them punt. They'll have more room to punt it.
Well, today's Packer game brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser. They remind you that fresh beer tastes better. For that crisp, clean taste, you won't find it in any other beer. This Bud's for you. They did take the delay, like as Max said, and now it'll give Barnhart a little more room. The ball placed at the 48-yard line. And again, you have Howard on the near side, and on the far side, it is Mike Pryor. So Barnhart will take the ball at about his own 38-yard line. We've played almost half of this first quarter. There's no score in the ball game. Both teams have had it now once. Tampa Bay had a lot of long drives last week. Here's the kick. No, Barnhart's going to throw it. Now he's going to kick it. He looked at blocked. Blocked by Reggie White. Picked up back at the 31-yard line, and the Packers will take over there as the ball goes down at about the 32. Reggie White blocked it. Santana Dotson was on top of the ball, and the receiver who picked it up for Tampa Bay, Dotson, made the tackle.
Boy, I'd love to know if that really was a pass, Jim, or if he was just faking a pass, but a pretty dumb play by this team from Tampa.
Max, I got to agree. I think that was incredibly stupid. After you kind of get everybody alerted that something's up on the play before.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back and talk about it after this. This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
When Green Bay... I just don't understand, unless you think when you're an 18-point underdog, maybe you try anything, but that's just about as desperate as you can get.
First down, the Packers send Antonio Freeman and Don Beebe to the left side. William Henderson and Dorsey Levens in the backfield now, and Henderson in motion to the right. Here's the pitch. It goes back to Dorsey Levens. Turns it upfield at the 25, the 20, to the 19-yard line. Oh, what a nice run by Dorsey Levens.
Packers pull right guard Adam Timmerman. He did a real nice job blocking the outside linebacker for the Buccaneers, Derek Brooks.
Well, they make it down to the 18-yard line. Becomes a first down for the Packers right there. Interesting running backfield of Levens as the backfield mate. I don't think there was anything wrong with Edgar. That was just the formation they had at the time. And is Edgar in there now?
No, it's Dorsey. They're in their Eagle formation, 4 wide receivers. Dorsey's a regular running back.
On this formation, he is. You're right. It is a first down. A handoff up the middle to Dorsey. Dives forward for about 3 down to the 15-yard line. Dorsey Levens on a straight-ahead charge to the 15-yard line. The Packers tried to spread the field a little back that time and get by that first line of defenders. Then the running back has a lot of room to run.
Well, they thought they could get a quick opener. Very quick starting fullback. If he could have got a little hold, he could sneak in that end zone.
Former Badger Jason Manecki is playing nose tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jason hasn't had much time for Tampa Bay so far this season. Their big players, Hardy Nickerson, in the middle. Everybody likes Hardy Nickerson's play, number 56. Going to be a second down, 7 yards to go from the 15-yard line of Tampa Bay for Brett Favre. Man in motion, Desmond Howard. Back goes Brett to throw. Comes over the middle, incomplete.
Oh, he smothered there.
He threw it to a defender, 2 defenders on the coverage. One was Donnie Abram, and the other one is a Packer receiver who is down and not getting up.
Antonio Freeman.
Freeman is down and not getting up, and they come to take a look at him quickly. Boy, and again, that ball was thrown in dangerous territory, and they were expecting Antonio Freeman to make a miracle play, and Antonio is down.
I tell you, thrown right to where the free safety had it. Both of them had a shot, and oh, that was a big blow they put on Antonio Freeman.
Freeman is down. Let's see if we're going to get a timeout on the field or not. We do. We'll take a timeout. We'll check on Antonio. Be back after this from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
Well, old Pink, you're looking at a feller's got the world by the tail.
By the arm, and is leading him over to the bench. He acts as if he wants to go back into the ball game. He can't do that, of course, with the timeout and all of that. He'll sit down, and they'll take a look and make sure he's all right, and they'll check to see whether or not he is clear-headed. It is third down, however, and the Packers need to convert a play here or waste a golden scoring opportunity for a touchdown.
They got Keith Jackson split wide left.
And wide right is Chimura. Here is Brett Favre back to throw.
Out.
Now he's going to be sacked and thrown down. He is tackled by Lonnie Martz, who came in on the right side pretty well untouched, and the sack will put him down about the 22-yard line, and that was not a good-looking offensive play.
No, it wasn't, and I'd be interested in Max's comment, because in a situation like that, when you have everybody wide, there's got to be a hot receiver who's got to turn and look for the football right now.
Exactly what I was thinking. Brett had nobody to throw the ball to, and when you don't have somebody to block a linebacker, you got to have a hot receiver.
We had Jackson and Beebe to that side. One of them's got to turn right now and look for the ball.
This will be a 40-yard field goal into the wind by Chris Jackie. The last time he kicked one, it was 53 yards. Hendrick will hold, waiting for the snap. The ball is a little low. It gets down, and the kick is on its way. The kick is good. He made it. It is good, and the Packers take a 3-0 lead. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network. The only off this time by Craig Hendrick, and a high floater that is going to send the receiver back to about 4 yards deep. Out of there comes Sylvan, and he's going to get the ball upfield to about only the 17-yard line. Pretty good coverage by the Green Bay Packers. That they may have changed on that return. It could have been, it was either Hawkins or Sylvan who brought it back. Yes, sir.
Lamont Hollandquist and Bernardo Harris combining to make that stop. They lead.
Best. Programming and hardware sold separately. See stores for details.
From the 18-yard line, first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man in motion to the near side of the field. Split the two running backs for Trent Dilfer. Back to throw. Quick rhythm pattern over the middle. Caught short and up the field to about the 38-yard line. Mike Alstad on a little circle route. And he is near a first down at about the 29-yard line. And I think he does have the first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Alstad came into the ballgame, 23 receptions for 203 yards, and so far he's caught a couple here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was a little concerning there, Jim. He had two other receivers open. There were actually three receivers open on one play. The Packers are not covering real close.
First down at the 29-yard line. They're on for Tampa Bay. 3-0 in favor of the Packers. Here's the handoff in the middle, and a stuff on Leroy Thompson. It's one of those plays that my buddy Larry McCarren likes Gilbert Brown, and Gilbert gives him the old shovel to get this stuff out of here.
Tony Mayberry, the Buccaneers center, tried to single block Gilbert Brown. Impossible. I haven't seen a center in the league that can do it, and Gilbert destroyed him and the ball carrier.
That's an interesting reaction there by Gilbert with the shovel. Get it out of here. He did bury them. That's a good idea, too.
I think he hit him with his stomach.
He belly whooped him.
He belly whooped him. That's a good one.
2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I formation. Again, a man in motion to the near side. Chased down by Williams. Back to pass goes Dilfer. In trouble. Got away. Runs out to the left.
Still got a lot of room.
And gets around the corner and drives up the field to about the 31. Chased out of there and hard up the sidelines by Bernardo Harris and George Kuntz. And he got a couple of yards out of the play. Almost sacked, but he got away from that sack attempt.
Gilbert Brown once again getting in there with the almost sack attempt, but unfortunately doesn't count.
Let us say hello to Pat Baxter and Lee Baxter, and to Tom Maxwell and Gail Maxwell, who are here today. Pat is the president of the Jeep Eagle Association, and Tom is the account executive for Jeep Eagle. Bozell Worldwide, is that the right way to say it? Good. Glad to have you fellas and ladies here. Third down at about 8 yards to go.
Packers going with 6 defensive backs.
For Tampa Bay. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 running backs. Back goes Dilfer in trouble and sacked back at the 20-yard line by Leroy Butler, and money to the Mac Fund. Compliment to Budweiser on the sack by Leroy Butler.
Leroy stepped up to the line of scrimmage, and him and Sean Jones ran a twist. Jones took the inside, Leroy the outside, confused the Tampa Bay blocking, sack for the Packers.
I tell you, there's no better safety blitzer, I think, than Leroy Butler, because he loves to hit and he loves to get in that hole, and boy, was he in there like a shot.
And Dilfer just really had no place to go, did he? He was kind of confused about what was all happening around.
Well, you know, you don't have any place to go when they got 3 guys right on top of you.
Tommy Bernhardt to do the kicking, a single return man in Desmond Howard. Freeman, by the way, is going to the locker. Low snap from center, but Bernhardt gets it away, and he drives a beautiful kick to Howard at the 34-yard line. Got away from one man, ran into his own. Now comes upfield to about the 37. He got away from the first man, but he couldn't get away from Ty Williams. Williams trying to get around there to give him a little bit of a block, and he couldn't do that. And so he is brought down after a gain of about 3. Well, Brett. And now they split into a close set for the Packers. William Henderson and Edgar Bennett on a first down play. Here's Edgar looking for the outside. Cut inside a block and gets outfield. Aaron Taylor gave him a little block, and he cut down for about 4 yards to the 46-yard line.
If he saw that instant hole up the middle, Jim, he makes a big yard. He was just a little late cutting back there. Otherwise, he's got a big hole in there.
Max, I was going to ask you about that, but because from my point of view, I thought he had a little patience there waiting for that to happen right off tackle.
He waited for Taylor to make the move, didn't he? He played off of his block. All right, it's going to be second down and about 6 yards to go. High formation. Now they split it up into a pro set where the two running backs go side by side. Passing down upfield it goes to Chimura. Eludes the tackler to the 30 to 29. Mark Chimura hasn't been much of a part of the offense lately, but he went to him that time, and Max, he was not wide open.
I'll tell you, though, what a bullet Brett Favre. That's a Brett Favre we've seen all year. He doesn't make any difference who was around there. He threw it so hard and so fast that Chimura's the only guy who could catch it.
Minute 38 remaining now, and the clock running. The Packers are at the 28-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, leading 3-0. Desmond Howard splits left. Don Beebe goes to the right. High formation. Derek Mays is the lone other receiver available to the Packers right now, wide receiver. Here's Bennett on a sweep left. Through a hole to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. A sweep to the left side. It was so well executed that you could just see it developing, and Larry wanted to be one of those blockers.
I mean, this is like running against the bags right now on Friday afternoon or something. Mark Chimura and John Michaels took that defensive end and walked them so far off the ball there wasn't anybody there when the pulling guard got there. It was scary good.
It's going to be a second down and about a yard to go.
They actually ran over Timmerman, but going through the hole, there was nobody in front of either one of them.
47 yards for Edgar Bennett now here in the first quarter, which has 45 seconds remaining. Here is the second down play, and the draw up the middle to Bennett, and Bennett gets it all the way to the 15-yard line and a first down. Edgar Bennett to a first down at the 15-yard line.
That time, Frankie Winters blocking back on the defensive tackle. Aaron Taylor pulling around him for the middle linebacker. Not as pretty as those outside plays, but getting the job done, moving the chains.
Well, let's see whether they're going to get a playoff or not. We have 20 seconds left in the quarter, and William Henderson is just now arriving at the huddle for the Packers. First down at the 15. They break the huddle and bring it to the line of scrimmage with 11 seconds, so they will get a playoff. Split off to the right is Howard. Don Beebe is to the left on the first down play and the handoff. As they sweep it to the right, Edgar Bennett was searching, and when he started searching, he couldn't find a hole, and he's brought down at the 17-yard line.
Chidi Ahanatu getting way too much penetration on Bruce Wilkerson. You get that kind of penetration at the point of attack, you got no play.
All right, that's the end of the quarter. 3-0 the Packers. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Packer Radio Network. A quick score contest. Today's contestants, Rebecca Kinzerdahl from Appleton. Rebecca Kinzerdahl thinks that Edgar Bennett will be the first Packer to score in this second quarter, so she's won a gift certificate, and if Edgar Bennett does score first this quarter, she wins a year's supply of quality gasoline from Quick Trip. All right, second down, and 11 from the 17-yard line for the Packers. Henderson in motion to the right. Here's Brett Favre. Quick pitch goes to Dorsey Levens. He wants
it's an option.
He throws it downfield. Oh! Interference. William Henderson was wide open, and the defender for Tampa Bay knew he was beaten, Melvin Johnson, and he just tackled William Henderson. It'll be first and goal at the 1-yard line.
You know, they're going to call it holding. We'd rather have it interference, but it looked like they're giving a holding call, which is only 5 yards.
Right,
but then interference had been on the 1-yard line.
You know, at Thursday's practice, Dorsey was out there throwing the ball beforehand. I said, we're getting ready for the halfback option. Just kidding. And he just kind of smiled at me. Apparently wasn't kidding.
A reminder that Quick Trip proudly introduces Cafe Caruba, freshly brewed coffee and cappuccino. Pick up your Caruba Aruba sweepstakes game piece when you visit any of your neighborhood Quick Trip stores, and you could win a trip to Aruba. Our second quarter Bud Packer payoff contestant.
You sure you haven't been on some kind of brew?
It's Dick Krause from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Dick, you've won a 48-quart Budweiser cooler. Let's hope the Packers score from 620 yards away, and you could win.
How many yards?
620 yards. It's the longest field we're using today. Now, you tell me why the ball is down at the 3-yard line. So one of you who knows the rules so explicitly.
Max, go ahead.
First and goal at the 3 for the Packers, leading 3-0. Receiver left and right out of an I formation from the 3-yard line. Here is the handoff to Edgar Bennett. Sweeps to the left and now gets tangled up and gets back to the line of scrimmage. He saw an outside opening that was wide open, but he was up in too deep, Max, that he couldn't slide out of there to get to the left.
That's not the way you run goal line plays. You take the first shot you're supposed to and advance the ball. Don't start dancing around back there. You lose yardage.
And that time, Edgar's lead blocker, William Henderson, went to the right side, over near the right tackle. You leave that guy, you're leaving all your help.
Well, this game's action brought to you by Kelly Tires and Palms Tire Service, where you always get a good deal on a great tire. That's Kelly Tires. Second and goal at the 2.5-yard line for the Packers.
Got two tight ends in there, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of them didn't get a pass.
Here is Brett Favre, play action fake. Bootleg rolls to the right, throws it towards the end zone, and again it is caught but out of the end zone. But a flag thrown in the end zone. There was holding again in the end zone against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Somebody had a hold of Keith Jackson.
Good coverage that time, Jim. They kind of threw the ball way up in the air, but he could not have caught it in bounds.
So good it was illegal, I think.
Well, I think they actually were holding two guys. If I were going to guess, I thought they had both tight ends tied up.
Chimura and Jackson ran more or less mirror patterns into the end zone there.
On the play. Holding, number 35 of the offense, is declined. Pass interference.
35 on the defense, he means. And that would have been Martin Mayhew, and the other is interference, so it's a first and goal at the 1-yard line.
That's right.
This is ugly.
That's right. Double ugly.
This is very ugly right at the moment. First and goal at the 1, the Packers, with 14-11 to be played here in the first half of the game, and a 3-0 lead in favor of Green Bay. Jim, we have some other scores. 7-0 Philadelphia over Carolina. 10-0 Washington over Indianapolis. Boy, Washington at 6-1, surprising a lot of people.
I tell you, must have a good football team, Jim. That Indianapolis good team.
And Detroit leads the New York Yankees 7-2. Okay. Got to be the Yankees if it's 2, right?
What about them Yankees?
Oh, weren't they great? 4 straight against what was considered a dynasty, the Atlanta Braves.
Well, you didn't give me any chance after that first 2 that Atlanta blew them out.
First and goal at the 1 for the Packers. And the Packers have Bennett and Dorsey Levens in the backfield. Here's the handoff to Dorsey Levens.
He's in there.
Touchdown. Levens off the left side has scored the touchdown for the Packers, and Dorsey's second running touchdown of this season, and the Packers take a good-sized lead early in the ballgame.
And both of them into the stands, Henderson and Levens.
Well, we haven't had a chance to do that very much lately. Beebe tried it last couple of weeks ago. He couldn't get up there. He wasn't very good at jumping. He didn't have enough practice. But the Packers take a 9-0 lead in the ballgame. Now the try for the extra point by Chris Jackie. Well, that was a kind of a silly-looking drive for a while there, but it does cover 63 yards, in 8 plays. Here's the try for the extra point. This kick is up and solid. And the Packers lead 10-0 in the ball game, and a timeout. Back after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network. An overtime game prior to the one they won on Monday night. I'll tell you in a moment. Here's the kickoff. And this ball is taken at the goal line, back up the right side to the 15, to the 20, and drilled at about the 21 or 2-yard line for Tampa Bay is the return man, Carl Williams, the wide receiver. Williams hasn't done much returning so far this season, but he is returning one here. And so he gets it upfield. Well, what's the hottest huddle in town? An order of delicious golden brown McDonald's French fries. They're the perfect halftime treat for any Packer backer. Why not rush out to your local McDonald's for an order? First down at the 22 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who trail 10-0. Wayne Simmons goes over to the right side to cover on the tight end. On a first down play, Jackie Harris is not playing. He is injured for Tampa Bay. Hawkins in motion to the outside. Here is Dilfer on the delay. And this is Eric Rett into the lineup for the first time since his holdout. And he's across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Eric Rett. Now, you tell me, Eric Rett has missed half of the season almost. He's missed 7 games. They rescinded the fines, Max. They paid him his salary and welcomed him back.
Well, and after that run, I can see why, Jim. That's the fastest and the best running hidden to the hole they've had since the season started.
But I thought holding people hostage was against the law.
Well, you know, I think Rhett was crazy myself. He's a 3.6 carry guy. He did gain his 1,000 yards his first 2 years.
Here's Dilfer under pressure, fires it off to the left side, and a great hit by Leroy Butler breaks up the play. It was intended out here on the right for Davey Moore, the tight end. And Leroy correctly knew what was coming and was right there on the spot to make the tackle.
Leroy's off to a good start today, Jim. He loves that contact, and he likes to be around that football.
By the way, the last time the Packers played an overtime and won was October 29th, 1989. They defeated Detroit in Milwaukee 23-20. I knew that. We were there, right?
We were there, but I didn't remember.
It's going to be a third down, Tampa Bay. Harper's into the lineup now as the wide receiver over to the left side. They have 4 wide receivers, and Eric Redd is the single running back on third down and about 7. Fred Dilfer at the line of scrimmage waiting. Straight back in the pocket, looking, then just gets rid of it before he gets drilled from the left side by Reggie White and Wayne Simmons. He didn't have much time, and he felt him coming.
Reggie against Doug Riesenberg, the right tackle, is a mismatch. Reggie destroyed him the first game. He's waxing him this one. And also at that time, the Packers ran a little stunt inside with Wayne Simmons and Santana Dotson. Buccaneers looking kind of hapless when it comes to pass protection.
All right, here's Tommy Barnhart back to do the kicking again, and Desmond Howard to return it. Now, remember, this time Barnhart's got to kick it into the wind, and there was a good wind blowing down on that field.
This is a tough wind because it's directly across, but it forces you can't nose the ball over here.
Here's the kick, almost blocked again by Eugene Robinson. He's really getting in there. Desmond Howard, fair catch, and he caught it at the 40. Oh, almost fell short, and he had to lean forward at the last moment to catch it, and he brings it down. Timeout on the field. The Packers lead 10-0. Back after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network. Some time, doesn't it?
I would imagine so. That's not good news.
No, and they're already so thin, and he is out of the ball game certainly today, and I don't know how long the fracture of the forearm, probably a hairline fracture, how long that keeps you out. Back to pass is Brett Favre on first down. He's throwing a fly pattern down here to Don Beebe, and just underthrown.
Great defense.
And it is Donnie Abram who got back defensively, the rookie out of Tennessee, East Tennessee State, who made the play. Beebe looked up just at the right time, and the ball was just slightly underthrown.
I've never seen defense played any better than that, Jim. He actually got his hand on that football and turned around and saw it. What a great play.
Yeah,
Abraham just moved into the starting lineup last week for Charles Mincy, and we can see right there.
Why?
Because he's good.
No, I was trying to help you finish your sentence. I thought you were never mind. It's going to be a second down and 10. 10-0 in favor of the Packers. The ball resting at the 41-yard line of Green Bay. Split the two running backs behind the quarterback, Brett Favre, and on the second count, he looks and now wants to throw up over the middle. The ball deflected. He had a crossing Keith Jackson, who was wide open, and Keith was going to go one-on-one with John Lynch, and Lynch was going to lose that battle, and the ball was deflected before he got to him.
Yeah, Keith very disappointed because no telling what he could have turned that into, Jim. But
might have been a touchdown.
Favre just not throwing his best today. He could have lobbed that over that guy if he'd had a opportunity, I think. Could have done a little
2
better.
out of 7 so far in the ball game. So it is going to be a third down. 3rd and 10 at the 41-yard line for Green Bay. Beebe and Howard go to the right, and Derek Mays is now out there, and he splits to the left side for Green Bay. He'll be called on to play a lot now today that Antonio Freeman is out. There goes Jackson in motion to the right. Back goes Brett Favre to throw under a screen. It goes to the right side to Dorsey Levens, and he ran right into the defender, John Lynch. They had plenty of people out there, but the ball and Lynch were at the point of attack.
I think that was a poor read by Dorsey Levens because Aaron Taylor got a good hit on Lynch and actually blocked him into Dorsey. And I don't know if Dorsey could have saw anything inside, but if he could have cut it inside right there, we'd have got positive yardage.
Not a very good series for the Packers that time. So they'll be back with Hentrick to do the kicking for Green Bay. And he drills this one, kind of wobbles a little bit. And it is going to be taken by Williams back at the 15-yard line. He lifted to tackle. He gets upfield. No flag on the play. He's up to the right side and goes out of bounds at the 40. There is no flag thrown on the play, and it'll be a first down at the 40-yard line. But there are a couple of guys barking at that official down on this side. We'll take a break. Timeout on the field. Back after this. This is the Packer Radio Network.
When Green Bay...
Eric Rett, the deep man, out of the tail for Tampa Bay. Packers have lost Antonio Freeman today with a fractured forearm. Here's Eric Rett driving straight ahead for about 3 yards to the 43-yard line. So far, Trent Dilfer is 3 out of 5. Brett Favre is 3 out of 8, but only for 20 yards for Brett Favre. So it is going to be a second down. Let's call it about 7 yards to go. What other scores do we have? Anything changed or anything amusing or amazing anybody at the moment?
Not much, except I think that Washington is a very good football team, Jim.
I think so, too. Alvin Harper splits to the left side. Courtney Hawkins to the right. Again out of the eye. Mike Altstadt, the up back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he goes to Rett again. And, he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He ran into Sean Jones. Jones on the ground made the tackle and then threw up his arm in triumph on the tackle for the Packers. No gain, maybe a loss of about a yard on the play for Tampa Bay.
Another example of Sean Jones playing the run very well this year. And everybody runs towards him because they can't make a living at Reggie, and Sean just closed that hole. Just great leverage by Sean Jones on that play.
Quality, great selection, and the lowest overall prices are the reasons you should make Roundy's Pick and Save your one and only food store. For the best overall value, shop at Roundy's Pick and Save. When it comes to price, they're still talking low. All right, third down, 8 yards to go. 2 men in the backfield, 3 wide receivers for Tampa Bay. Trent Dilfer trying to, it appeared the Packers may have jumped offside. The flag is thrown. Reggie White.
He's got a free run at him.
Down. Dilfer's going to look for the sidelines and run up the sidelines and out of bounds somewhere around the 41-yard line which was the original line of scrimmage. But the right side of the Packer team jumped offside.
I don't know why Dilfer, he had a free run at him. Jimmy saw that offsides. He knew he was going to get another chance. He could have thrown to the deep men and wouldn't care who caught it because he's going to get the ball back anyway.
They got Sean Jones on that play.
That's probably inexperience more than anything, Max, I think.
Offside defense, number 96, 5 yards. Repeat third down.
It'll be third down and about 3 yards to go instead for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Sean Jones was still arguing his case, but he was clearly outside from where I sat.
He was claiming Paul Gruber moved for him.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Sean Jones, by the way, can't argue a case very well. He's well-spoken.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
but I've never seen a defensive lineman yet, though, that doesn't say the offensive guy moved.
I've never seen a defensive lineman pulled off where an offensive guy didn't move. Have you, Max?
I've never seen an offense that doesn't have a clue what they're trying to do.
Third down and about 3-4 yards to go for Tampa Bay. And this time, 2 wide receivers to the left. In motion comes one to the near side. That's Courtney Hawkins. Back goes Dilfer to throw. Here comes Reggie, but he got the ball away to the 50-yard
first
line.
down.
Well, it depends on where they mark it. They got 2 guys coming in to mark it, and they're going to mark it right at the first down marker. I don't think it was a bad mark. I think he put it right on the mark, and they rule it a first down. They don't even have to measure. They rule it a first down for Tampa Bay. So Tampa Bay will be at the Packer 49-yard line. 10 minutes exactly remaining here in quarter number 2, and the Packers lead the ball game by a score of 10-0. That's one of the few first downs Tampa Bay's come up with in the ball game.
Well, I'll repeat again. Offensively, I haven't figured out what they're trying to do.
I formation with a wide receiver right, Rob Thomas, and Courtney Hawkins to the left. And Dilfer's going to give it off this time to Reggie Brooks, and he dives through the hole, but Gilbert Brown has him around the legs and brings him down. Actually, the amount of distance he got was running over Brown, and Brown letting him fall forward to about 3 yards. That makes him 9 feet tall, though, doesn't it? He's not quite that tall. But he gets down to about the 46-yard line, gain of 3, second down, and 7 yards to go. That was a classic tackle by Gilbert Brown, wrapped him up around the ankles.
Oh, and Gilbert wraps up. You're going down.
I'd much rather have him wrap me up than sit on me.
Or belly whomping. Yeah, that's the killer.
Belly whomping will hurt you badly.
That 9 feet is girth.
Third down and 7 yards to go. Now they switch in the backfield. They pitch it out to Brooks, trying to find the corner. And Sean Jones take it down on the play, but immediately ripped out of bounds by Eugene Robinson, and Brian Williams over at the 35-yard line. Good play. Reggie Brooks gets maybe a yard out of the play on a play that looked much better than that when it started.
Well, the running back just did not make the cut at the right time. There's timing to those things. You've got to make the right cut, and he hesitated, and that was all the Packers needed.
Mike Allstott, the rookie out of Purdue, made a real nice low cut block on Sean Jones, and that's difficult to do. Despite his height, Sean plays that very well. Nice job by Allstott.
We have an injured player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ian Beckless is down at the 40-yard line, and he is one of their key players on that offensive line, the right guard.
Well, their left guard is already a substitute player. George Diaz is subbing for Jim Pine, who sprained an ankle last week, so they'll be down to their fourth guard if Beckles can't go.
Well, for your family's banking, rely on the best. Rely on First Financial Bank, currently the best bank in Wisconsin, according to Money Magazine. First Financial Bank, an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. So they will take Beckless off, and it will become a third down and about 6 yards to go for the Buccaneers. 3rd and 6. 8:48 remaining. 10-0 here in the first half in favor of the Packers.
The not-so-well-known Joel Christman comes in for Ian Beckles.
Joel Christman, 6'5", 300 pounds, the first-year player out of USC, and he plays primarily a backup center. So it is 3rd down and 6. Dilfer with a single running back this time and 4 wide receivers. And he's straight back in the pocket. Looks quickly short, and he got a first down. Nice play, quick slant pattern. And this one went off to Carl Williams on the slant, and he gets the first down to about the 36-yard line. Nice play by Tampa Bay and good timing by Trent Dilfer.
That was a good pass play, Jim. They had the tight end clear that out, and he came underneath on that little slant, wide open, got a first down.
So Tampa Bay at the Packer 36-yard line. Rob Thomas splits over to the left side. Hawkins to the right. I formation. Allstott, the blocking back in front of Reggie Brooks. Hawkins goes in motion from right to left. And here is a play-action fake by Dilfer. Back to throw, wants to throw long upfield. Perfect caught. And caught for a first down at the 15-yard line. And the receiver, I believe, is Rob Thomas, is down on the far side and is slow in getting up. He was hitting a breadbasket as he went up to grab the ball and driven out of bounds. But there is a beauty of a throw by Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, 2 men over there for coverage, Jim, and the ball was thrown so good that they couldn't get to it, and that's a big play. They're getting in scoring position.
I'm not sure if that was Rob Thomas or not. I just saw him up in midair, and they drove him out of bounds, and he's down on the sidelines. They're going to continue to play because he's off the field. Now he's up, and all right, that is Rob Thomas who's being helped off. All right, first down at the Packer 15-yard line for Tampa Bay. A major threat by the Buccaneers. .45 remaining in the first half of the game. 10-0 the Packers. Dilfer has them at the 15-yard line. Now he has 2 receivers to the right and an I formation. Hawkins goes in motion again to the left side this time. Here's Dilfer. Dilfer, the handoff to Allstott, the up man, and he gets the first 3 yards before he ran into Brian Williams, and Williams wrestled him down about the 12-yard line. Looked like it was going to go for a lot more than that, and then Williams stopped him there. So it is going to be a gain of 3, second down and 8.
No accident. Gilbert Brown out on that play. At that time, they were able to seal up the Packer nose. It was being manned by Darius Holland that time.
Midwest Express Airlines wants to take this opportunity to salute Deluxe Data, their partners in travel. Midwest Express Airlines, the best care in the air, and the official airline of the Green Bay Packer Radio Network. All right, second down. Let's call it 7.5 yards to go for the first down. And a man in motion to the left. Here is a long count by Dilfer, and the draw play to Brooks. Tries to slide to the outside, then slides inside the tackle and gets down to about the 9-yard line. Pretty good gain on the play. It'll be third down for Tampa Bay, and 3 yards to go before he can be tackled. Last man up off the bottom of the pile is Brian Williams. 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Packer Radio Network.
For Cumberland, Hayward, and all of Wisconsin's great Northwest, this is AM 1240 and 96.3 FM WJMC, Rice Lake, Spooner.
And 4 officially from the 9 for Tampa Bay. They got to get it to the 5-yard line. Harper left. Hawkins to the left, and a timeout for Trent Dilfer. Dilfer takes a timeout. Let's listen.
Tampa Bay timeout.
It's going to be a full timeout. We'll take a break and be back after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network.
The 20 is not a given. They've only done it 29% this year. That's last in the NFC.
Craig Newsom asking the crowd to help out. Third down and 4 at the Packer 9-yard line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Allstott is just kind of a crooked angle to the right behind front of Reggie Brooks, the running back. Here is Trent Dilfer waiting. Dilfer straight back in the pocket. Got some protection. Now fires quickly and incomplete. Threw it in the end zone and intended it to go low because the coverage by Craig Newsom on Allstott was so good, he had to throw it into the ground. So it's an incomplete forward pass, and the Buccaneers will have to go for the field goal. So a pretty good defensive stance once they got down to that point. Michael Houston comes on now to kick. Houston is 10 out of 13 for Tampa Bay this season, and he has connected from 48 yards as his long field goal. This will only be a 27-yard. 10-0 ball game, but Tampa Bay threatening to get itself back within 1 score of the Packers. Waiting for the snap is Barnhart, the holder. Ball is down. The kick is on the way. Oh, and they almost got to it, and it is no good. He missed it to the left side. I'll tell you what, they came within a whisker of getting that ball from the left side of the kicker. And it is incomplete, not good. And the Packers maintain a 10-0 lead, and that must be a major disappointment for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You betcha they got to be wondering about Michael Houston. Last week he missed 2, but they were from 49 and 52. This is Jimmy.
Well, they're going to move the ball to the 20-yard line, and there the Packers will take over with a first down. Well, this Packer broadcast brought to you by Quick Trip. Quick Trip proudly introduces Cafe Caruba, freshly brewed coffee and cappuccino. Pick up your Caruba Aruba sweepstakes game piece when you visit any of your neighborhood Quick Trip stores, and you could win a trip to Aruba. First down for the Packers at the 20-yard line. Max, they need a good sustained drive here.
Well, they do, Jim. I think it'd wake this offense up a little bit. You know, they've moved the ball, but they haven't put many points up.
Quick pass to the right side, and it goes to Desmond Howard, who goes to the turf to catch it at the 26-yard line. Gain of 6 for the Packers. You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is the 28th of October, and it is the 81st birthday of John R. Caston of Gillette, Wisconsin. He's been a Packer fan all of his life, and we wish him a happy birthday tomorrow. 81 years old tomorrow.
But Gillette.
He's just a year older than you, but Going to be a second down and 4.
You know what that makes you?
Edgar Bennett on the move. Draw play goes up the middle to William Henderson, and he drives forward for a first down at the 33-yard line.
Real good job by John Michaels that time, sustaining his block on the backside, because that started to the right side. He's able to wind it all the way back because John Michaels stayed on his feet and kept driving.
Well, let's see. I got Susan Sears. Where's Susan Sears? And her friend Greg is here. Is Greg just a real close friend or just a good friend or...
Personal.
Yeah, well, I know. Here's a first down play. The handoff up the middle, bouncing off and going nowhere is Edgar Bennett for no gain on the play. I didn't mean to be personal. Welcome to the broadcast, okay? They're visiting us from Jack Levy Associates, the agency for our Pizza Hut fans. All right, it's no gain on the play. In fact, maybe a half a yard loss on the play for the Packers back to the 33. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the first half of the ball game.
Pizza Hut. I like that pizza.
Well, you like anything.
Well, no, I used to be.
Here, have a ginger snap.
I used to be in the Pizza Hut business right here in Wisconsin a long time ago.
Have one of those ginger snaps. That'll wake you up, but quickly. Going to be a second down, about 11 yards to go for the Packers from the 33-yard line. Packers haven't been able to really sustain anything so far today. Here's Brett back to throw to the outside. Nice throw, nice catch by Derek Mays. Derek Mays on the catch, close to a first down. It depends on where they mark the ball. They're going to mark it just short. He made a heck of a play going high, and that's Derek Mays' reputation to make the tough play.
Well, that was tough, Jim, and to get both feet in, which I guess he did. The official said he did. It was pretty close. That was a great catch.
Good audible by Brett Favre that time because he did change the play at the line of scrimmage because Tampa Bay blitzed all three linebackers, no underneath coverage to help out.
I think it's good that Mays picked up the automatic, don't you? As a rookie, a lot of times they don't pick those up.
Third down and short yardage for the Packers. 3:56 to go. They're at their own 42-yard line. You need the first down to keep the drive going. Here is a mix-up on the handoff, but Henderson manages to get a first down. Edgar Bennett and Henderson went the same way, and Brett got there, all three of them standing around, and Henderson said, give it to me, and he ran it forward about 2 yards.
And Edgar said, hey, that was my ball. What's going on here?
We were supposed to go down and wish Julie Dupre a happy birthday today, but we didn't do that.
I did.
Get down. Did you go down there?
Yes, I did.
She's from Two Rivers?
Is that in box 102?
Yeah, you did that?
Absolutely.
What a nice person you are.
I had a nice time down there. I was hoping they'd invite me to the after-the-game party.
It's a whole new career for you. First down to the 45. Here's Brett Favre. Play action fake. Looks, comes up over the middle. It is caught by Chimura at a first down at the 40-yard line of Tampa Bay. Quick pattern over the middle. And Chimura has a second catch of the day. It's been a while since he's in there.
Well, he's got his arm hurt, though, Jim. He's letting it hang down as he comes out of the game. That don't look good either.
It looks like a stinger of some kind.
People have been saying, like, where are the tight ends? Where are the tight ends? One thing that's happening, they were getting protection. Sometimes the tight end patterns take a little bit because they run coverage off downfield. We're getting the protection today so we can hit the tight ends.
First down at the 40, 2:45 remaining here in the first half of the game. 10-0 lead for the Packers. Out of an I formation, receivers right and left for Green Bay and Brett Favre. Favre straight back in the pocket. Looks, swings it off to the right. Caught by Bennett at the line of scrimmage. He's driven out of bounds. Good play defensively by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that play made by Martin Mayhew came up, had Bennett pretty well measured. A gain of maybe a yard on the play as he goes out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So it'll be a second down and 9 yards to go. You need to get a touchdown and get it in the end zone. Chimura's all right. Here he comes back into the ball game.
Oh, he's got so many muscles, they can't hurt him.
You know what he said to me this week? I said, do you get the blahs here in the middle of the season? He said, if you come into this stadium and you can't get charged and rev to go, then you just don't know what's going on out.
Who said that?
Mark Chimura.
Well,
so he says there are no mid-season blahs for him. Back to pass, Brett Favre on second down. Brett comes upfield. Hits Don Beebe, her catch of the day. Only about 5 yards down to the 35-yard line. Beebe came inside and actually was standing still, Max. Wasn't able to be on the move. If he's on the move, it would have helped. But he wasn't able to do that. The 2-minute warning. We'll take a break and be back after this from your local station here on the Packer Radio Network.
Thomas Breen at Birchwood invites you to look around.
Well, it's third down and almost 5 yards to go for the Packers. They're at the 35-yard line of Tampa Bay, leading 2-0 with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Today's game brought to you by Budweiser, saluting America's responsible drinkers who know when to say when.
You know, an interesting score, Jim, is the New York Giants are 11-7 over Detroit. And that's, of course, quite an upset brewing there.
How do you get 11 points? Because they had
2-6-5. That's right. I mean, it was
2-6-3, right?
We're going to show everybody we can't add up here.
Wait a minute. Let's see.
Third down and about 5 yards to go. Here's Brett Favre. Play action looks. Fires upfield. Oh, caught on a great catch by Desmond Howard, and a beautiful throw right in front of John Lynch. Howard had to go to the turf to catch that ball. Great concentration by Desmond Howard.
That was, Jim, and they had very close coverage there because they knew they were going to go for a short pass for a first down, and just a great pass by
And
Howard.
a first down at the 27-yard line by the Packers. The clock running with 1:37. The Packers still have 3 timeouts remaining when they want to use them. Brett Favre with the first down at the 27-yard line. Here's Brett with an I formation. Brett on the handoff, gives it to Edgar Bennett, trying to find the corner. He gets to the 25, and he's dragged out of bounds. And, well, they're going to rule at the 26-yard line. And so a gain on the play of only about a yard for Edgar Bennett, but he stops the clock with 1:22 by going out of bounds. The ball resting at the 25-yard line.
William Henderson got away with a pretty good hold on Lonnie Martz that time.
Lonnie Martz is difficult to stop. Lonnie Martz came in with 27 tackles and 3 sacks. The leading tackler is Hardy Nickerson with 53 tackles. And the second leader is John Lynch with 43. Hard second down and about 9 yards to go for the Packers. Split the 2 running backs this time. Henderson is to the right side of Brett Favre, who is now changing the play. Brett waits. And he dropped the football. Now reaches down and picks it up. Now he runs out of there. And now he drops it again. And now he falls on it back at the 35. So the Packers will stop the clock, and so will the officials. That'll be a sack. What he did was he dropped the snap from center, picked it up, tried to fake a throw, and the Packers take a timeout. Then he tried to run, and then he was sacked back at the 35, and it becomes third down. And about 17 or 18 yards to go. That wasn't a good thing to have happen.
No, there's some confusion there, Jim, because one of the Packer linemen set up just a hair early. The officials didn't catch it, but I saw so that somebody confused the snap count.
So the ball will be at the 35-yard line. Our ball game today brought to you by State Farm Insurance and the State Farm agents throughout the Wisconsin area. For all your local family insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What does that say about the Tampa defense, guys, when you can lay the ball on the ground, look at it, pick it up? Not good.
You know, we got a nice present here from Anne-Marie E. Noonan from the Kohl's department store. She sent us all over a championship sweatshirt from last year with the divisional titles on it and everything else.
And they were so nice when Jim Palm hit me up to see if he could have mine. I said no.
Poor old Palm. You didn't get one, did you, Jimbo? Have some of those hot dogs I brought for you there.
Have some of these hot cookies. That'll send you somewhere.
Third down. And Palm didn't get one. He's very upset with you. Third down and 15 yards to go from the 35. Here's Brett. Needs a big play here. Brett comes up short over the middle, right to the arms of Don Beebe.
He looked up.
Beebe saw Derek Brooks coming from the right corner, and Beebe looked up, and the ball sailed right through his hands. And the passing game is having difficulty finding a rhythm out there for the Packers. It's fourth down.
With Don Beebe, I don't think it's a case of being aware of the defender. It's more a case of wanting to run with the ball before he caught it.
Well, this is surprising. They're not going to try to field goal with the wind at their back, Max, or even a side wind, I understand, but this would have been a 52-yarder had they tried it from this area.
Back to what I agree with Larry there. He knew he had to make another 12 yards for a first down, so he was actually trying to peek to see where he could get the extra yardage from.
So a 10-0 ball game with 1:13 to go. Here is the kick by Hendrick. Hendrick trying to hang it up. This is going to get into that. Is it down? It is down inside the 5-yard line. I thought for a minute that Williams had touched the ball, and they're going to rule it a touchback because his feet were in the end zone when he touched the ball. That's correct.
That's right. It has to be.
His feet were in the end zone, and the ball will come to the 20. That's a good call by the officials and help for the official downfield.
Well, I still agree with you. That was an odd punt there. I guess with 1:13, they didn't want to give them field position to where they might end up getting a field goal.
They would have had the ball at the 35. As it is, they get it at the 20-yard line.
Craig Hendrick has switched his style for what's called pooch kicking inside the 20 to a one-step move, and with great results that time. That ball should have been down.
Now there's a late flag thrown down here. I'm not sure what the flag is thrown for. In fact, there are two. Let's listen to Dale Hamer. And he's talking to the Packers on this play. 2 late flags thrown. This is after the exchange of the ball, however, I believe. We'll find out what Hamer is going to do here.
Mike is about 5 yards onto the field. He wants to find out what's going on.
Well, Dale Hamer is going to talk to another official now. Fans, what do you do when you need cash? Here in Packerland, we depend upon time. That's TYME. Available 24 hours per day, 365 days per year at thousands of time machines located throughout Packerland. Let's listen.
Too many men on the field on the receiving team. We're going to check the previous spot.
Wait a minute now.
They're going to check the previous spot, meaning they got to give the penalty, and I don't think now they'll go for a field goal, I would guess.
Well, let's see what they're going to do. The ball would be instead they'd already changed the yard markers. This is what they're having to do now. You get a 5-yard penalty for too many men on the field for Tampa Bay, and that means that you move 5 yards closer. It was going to be a 52-yarder. Now it would be a 47-yarder. They will check the yardage on the play to see exactly where the ball should be. And listen, Hamer will tell us again.
3 men on the receiving team, 5 yards, previous spot. We will re-kick.
Well, we'll re-kick.
They can figure out where to put it.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to figure out now, where the ball goes down. By the way, for more information on time, contact your financial institution.
Well, that didn't change their mind. They got a punter in there again.
Well, he's older too, Max. I see Chris Jackie.
Oh,
in
Jackie
there.
out there? I couldn't find
They got
it.
a bunch of. If they're counting on Bruce Wilkerson to cover a punt, we're in big trouble.
You're right. That's the field goal unit.
Well, see, the previous line of scrimmage was the 35, I believe, so it should go down to the 30. I'm not sure what anybody is cheering down in the stands about, but
it could be that New York is beating Detroit 23-7. They have scored twice that we just gave that score a while ago.
Wow.
And that's at Detroit, isn't
now,
it?
Henry's trying to find out what in the world's going on here, and they still haven't determined what the deal is.
Because if they leave the ball where it's at, it's still a 52-yard field goal.
Right, yeah. So that wouldn't be right, would it? We know it's not a first down, folks.
This is
that's one of the few things we've known today.
Right. Well, and we could be wrong about that. Well, it does help to read that rule book week after week, and then every time you do that, it comes up and says, I don't think I ever heard of this one before.
Pick a spot.
Well, the spot is key because of where the punt would have come from. Hendrick was saying, well, hey, we were lined up back there. Okay, now you got to move it somewhere. They're going to move it to the 30.
There we go, guys. Give us the 5.
The down marker, that 4, see that 4? That was on the line of scrimmage at all times. So all they had to do is go 5 yards from there.
No, that's too simple, Max.
Well,
you don't want to do it that simply. Good Lord. 1:04 remaining. Now they'll try the field goal, and this will be a 48-yarder. This is a 48-yard field goal. The wind is swirling a little bit. Chris Jackie well within his range, obviously, but it has to do with the swirling of the ball. Here's the ball down, and the kick is on the way, and the kick is a flopper that is good. He made it. So the Packers take the lead, 13-0 in the ballgame. And, Max, this is indeed a very strange ballgame.
It really is, Jim, but I'll tell you what a kick that was. With this kind of wind, that was just a heck of a kick.
To the 20, to the 30, and being chased down and pushed out of bounds finally, but he is way upfield at the 44-yard line with 50 seconds remaining. And 2 timeouts for Tampa Bay. So a nice return by Kim Williams on the play.
You know, go ahead. At the beginning of the game, I went out on the field and felt this wind, as you see, whipping it. You don't feel it in here.
No.
Talking to some other people, I said, there's not going to be a lot of scoring and running up and down the field because it is hard to throw a pass, accurately in this wind. And I said, Brett won't have as much problem as Dilfer will, but Tampa Bay may never score in this win.
Well, Brett, who was 2 out of 7, is down 9 out of 15, so he's hit 7 out of the last 8. So it is going to be a first down at the 44 for Tampa Bay. Here's Dilfer back to throw, and Reggie pushing in on him. He comes short up over the middle, incomplete, and a fine defensive play by Mike Pryor, who comes over the top of Courtney Hawkins down around the 45 to knock the ball away, and that took 4 seconds. There are 46 seconds remaining. By the way, at halftime, we'll find out what Lynn Casper and his cohorts think about the first half of the ball game, catch you up on all of the scores around the National Football League at this stage, and just see what in the world's going on in the world.
Packers going with 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. That leaves 6 defensive backs if my math is correct, doesn't it?
Well, we're not certain about anything today so far, folks. Going to be a second down. And 10 from the 44. And a Dilfer straight back drop again. Williams with the push this time. Dilfer runs out. Santana Dotson chases him down. He tries to throw sidearm. Eugene Robinson picked it off. A pickoff by Eugene Robinson. A Packer pick and save pickoff. And the Packers will get the ball. Robinson playing center field. Actually went into left field and caught the ball and has it for the Packers with 37 seconds remaining.
I have no idea who Dilfer had in mind there. There was not one receiver of Tampa Bay anywhere. He just threw that up for grabs.
Robinson still had to make the play.
Right.
It was a nice play, but I'll tell you what, Dilfer, the minute he let that ball go, it had interception written all over it, didn't have a prayer.
You know what he had in mind, Max, and I'll tell you exactly. Santana Dotson was bearing down on him. He had in mind to get rid of the ball before Dotson hit him and caused the fumble.
Well,
See
5
right there,
more
Dotson
yards and
coming
it's
down.
out of bounds.
Yeah, well, he could have gone out of bounds. You're right about that.
Sure, he should have thrown it away. Number one, he is too quick to get out of the pocket, Jim. He's got to step up in that pocket if he wants to complete any
Packers
passes.
still have 2 timeouts remaining, and they go from the 25-yard line. A little short pass over the middle goes to Dorsey Levens, 35 to the 39-yard line, and Brett Favre takes the timeout. He has 1 remaining now with 30 seconds remaining, but they're at the 40-yard line. According to what we just saw, you need to get down to about the 30, and you can kick a field goal by Chris Jackie.
Packers taking what the Bucs give them right there. Everybody in this situation drops their coverage real deep so they don't get burned by the big one. Hey, Packers will take it underneath and run it up the field.
By the way, today's contestant in the quick score contest did not correctly pick the first Packer to score in the second quarter, but maybe you can. Enter to win a year's supply of quality gasoline at your neighborhood Quick Trip stores throughout Wisconsin. It was Dorsey Levens who scored. I think they picked Edgar Bennett. Unfortunate, but the Packers still got the points. 13-0, 30 seconds remaining.
Eugene Robinson's 4th interception of the year. Leroy Butler going into the game had 5, and that was tied for the league lead. So Eugene Robinson's climbing those statistics, too.
So they have 21 as a team in interceptions so far this season. Well, you love the leadership on this club now. They got so many guys who are just willing to step up. Here's the ball back to Brett Favre, who wants to throw. Dances around, comes upfield. He had a man open at the 50 and immediately knocked down, and Brett takes the timeout with 20 seconds remaining. That was caught by Derek Mays again. Derek, unfortunately, was open, and then he had to leap for the ball, and by the time he came down, Max trying to get his feet underneath him, he was hit and couldn't get away. I thought maybe he had a chance to catch the ball and get out of bounds, but he was not able to do that, and so Brett has to use his last timeout, and now he has to go to the sidelines.
Well, true. They got at least time to throw a couple and pick up another 20 yards or so. They'd be in field goal range.
Well, you could go over the middle quickly, line them up and down the ball, and get a field goal try that way. But that would be awfully quick with 21 seconds remaining. 21 seconds left in the first half, 13-0.
The Packers run that Hail Mary play pretty good. They've had a little work at that. Matter of fact, yesterday morning they practiced it.
Well, they won't go to the Hail Mary yet. They got a fresh set of downs, 21 seconds remaining. Washington only leads Indiana 17-13 now.
I'll tell you, my boy Dittmar's got his boys at Philadelphia had 14-0 over Carolina, and that's 2 good teams.
First down from midfield for the Packers. Brett Favre straight back in the pocket. Now steps up. Now he's got a lot of room to run if he wants to. Now he throws it upfield. And it is no, not intercepted. The man catching the ball, it was John Lynch, took a dive in the air and landed out of bounds. He caught it all right, but he landed out of bounds. And if he doesn't make that play, the Packers have a big chance for a field goal down around the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, though, that was 2 guys there for the interception, Jim. That was, of course, there was no reason not to throw the ball at this stage.
Ball's back in midfield, and it'll be second down. That one used 7 seconds, so he's got perhaps one more crack at going to the out-of-bounds marker, and then the field goal try. Otherwise, it would be the Hail Mary that he would throw.
I prefer 2 Hail Marys to 1 field goal try.
I'm tossing an Our Father every now and then.
It's going to be a second down play. Back goes Brett to throw it. Brett looking. Now Brett is caught, and that won't help at all. He's sacked, and the man who made the sack is Chidi Anaatu.
So they'll let it. They may just let this thing run out.
Yeah, Bruce Wilkerson actually did a pretty adequate job on Anaatu that time.
Clock's running right
Brett
now.
Stepped up. He lost
6 seconds remaining. The Packers aren't lined up with 3, with 2, with 1, and they're just going to go to the locker room. Brett's limping a little bit as he heads that way anyway. So he's not in too good a shape. 13-0 at the end of the first half. The Packers lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll take a break and be back with our halftime right after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Putzer's Big and Tall is celebrating their 34th anniversary in grand style, and you get the gifts. Stop by the Putzer's near you and take advantage of the savings store-wide on all your favorite name brand fashions. Whether you're dressing to keep out the cold or dressing for the office, Putzer's has your style. From suits, sports coats, shirts, and ties to Packer and Badger apparel.
There to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Through a hole.
What a play.
Nice play by Jervy at about the 21-yard line. And Williams had a little running room, and Jervy just came in and made the play.
Great job by Jervy playing off Jerry Ellison's block and getting in there to make the play.
So it'll be a first down for Tampa Bay at the 21-yard line.
I'll tell you, when you see a guy like Jervy who got through that wedge, and without getting hit and then making the tackle, that's quite a play.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think at the first sign, Williams thought about staying in the end zone, then decided to come out, and a pretty good hole opened up for him. First down for Trent Dilfer. By the way, the backup quarterback is Casey Weldon if they ever go to a backup quarterback for Tampa Bay. Out of an I formation. Here is the handoff to the deep tailback, and Eric Brett trying to find some running room, gets back to the line of scrimmage. And again, he ran into the middle of that line, and there's Gilbert Brown saying, no, not this way.
That time it was Ian Beckles one-on-one with Gilbert, and it's just a losing proposition. Gilbert brings it too hard.
Beckles, by the way, went out in the first half of the ball game, but obviously was all right and back into the contest.
And Gilbert's got a lot to bring with him.
Mike Fryer comes into the lineup. The Packers go to 5 defensive backs, and Brian Williams comes out. Or make that Simmons comes out for the Packers. Wayne Simmons to this sideline. Second down. Dilfer's got a little bit of confusion. He's saying to his backs, all right, here's what we're going to do. He started to take a timeout, didn't. Maybe it's best that he should have. Second down for Tampa Bay. Here's the handoff to the deep man, and Brett again tries to go straight ahead, and Eric doesn't find any running room at all, maybe a yard and a half. And maybe Tampa Bay was lucky they didn't lose the ball or something on that play.
I'll tell you, if it took them that long to audible to that play, wow, there's not much left.
Brian Williams leading the charge that time. And Brian, he's known for his movement, but I'll tell you what, he really understands leverage. He's able to defeat blockers that way.
You know, you could win a new Artie Cat Puma Deluxe snowmobile. No purchase is necessary. Just enter when you visit your participating Artie Cat dealer, including Vetesnik Motors in Richland Center and Feldner Chevrolet and Marine in St. Cloud. Third down and 7 for Tampa Bay. They would have to kick into the wind if they fail to get the first down here. Trent Dilfer, the quarterback. Dilfer straight back in the pocket, looking, got some time. Now throws long down the sidelines. He's got a man open, and it's dropped. Oh, my goodness. A man got behind the Packers on the far side, Williams, and the coverage recovered in time to knock the ball away. But they had a chance if Dilfer could have thrown it a little further to get a touchdown.
You're right, Jim. He had 3 yards on the defender over there, and Dilfer just couldn't get the ball to him in this wind. It kind of blew the ball, was kind of blown out of bounds, and they didn't have a chance to catch it.
Dilfer had a lot of time to throw it,
Not a bad undrafted free agent. He came out of Texas A&M at Kingsville, a school that also produced Earl Dotson.
Back to do the kicking is Barnhart. Low snap. He feels it nicely and gets the kick away. A driving kick. This is returnable by Desmond Howard at the 33, to the 35, to the 40, 45, to a hole, loses the ball, and it's loose on the ground, and who got it? It appears Tampa may have the ball at the 44-yard line.
It looked like Melvin Johnson.
It is at the 44-yard line, the ball of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, Howard came so close to breaking it. Then when he got hit, down came the ball, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their special teams, are awfully good, and they were right on top of the ball.
Well, I tell you, quite a hit there, but it looked like Desmond looked like he was going all the way.
Oh, he did, didn't he? That would have been a big play, but now it goes the way of Tampa Bay. Desmond Howard returning the ball and then losing it on the hit at about the 48-yard line. Tampa Bay takes over at the 44. Dorsey Levens was diving for the ball as well. He just couldn't get to it. First down, Tampa Bay. Well, that's a tough break. Harper splits out wide right for the Buccaneers, and you have a receiver to the left in Courtney Hawkins. First down play. Dilfer on the handoff to Rett. Gets a little bit of leverage this time, slides to the outside, and picks up about 7 or 8 yards down to the Packer 49-yard line. From the 44 down to the 49 is a gain of 7 for Eric Rett. Rett's a good runner. There isn't a question about him being a good runner, but he held out through training camp. He held out until the middle of this week. And the amazing thing to me is they rescinded all the fines, and they paid him his salary off his base salary for not being there. I just can't understand it.
They offered him a long-term deal for $14 million during the preseason. I can't believe he didn't take it.
Here is a man in motion to the near side on a second down and 3 for Tampa Bay. Dilfer on the handoff, and Rett tries to drive, and again he gets the first down. He has met initially at the line of scrimmage, but he broke that, and he drives forward for the first down to the Packer 44-yard line. Good running by Eric Rett. And you know what? You start to like guys like that, too. When he gives you that kind of effort, your blockers block a little harder, I think, as well.
He's got fresh legs, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're not hurting, are they?
Kind of unusual to see the Packer interior. They're running between the tackles, get gashed a little bit.
First down at the Packer 44-yard line, 13-0 ball game. And we're in the third quarter, 11:47 remaining. Here is Dilfer. Dilfer again on the handoff to Rett. He found a good thing. He's going to stay with it, and he was hit initially at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a yard or two down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go. Again, they're hitting in the same spot every time, Max. They're not varying at all. They're just hitting off the left side.
Well, that was a very strange play to me, Jim. Here's a back 7 yards deep. They had a fullback who was not even in the play. He was on the opposite side, had in no position to help. That was just kind of a real bad play.
So it's going to be a second down and 8. Harper split out wide left. Look at Reggie Brooks, who is split out about 15 yards to the right. And Dilfer's going to throw on second down. Oh, he's got a lot of time. Comes up short over the middle and missed his man. Had him wide open at the 37-yard line. Courtney Hawkins. Newsom trailing him by about a step or two. And Dilfer just made a bad throw under no pressure at all that time. And it'll be third down for Tampa Bay. He had a lot of time, and nobody could break through that defensive or that offensive line of Tampa Bay to get to him.
If you think you could hit somebody, it's only about 10 or 12 yards away from you, Jim, when you got time to throw. And
little crossing pattern by Courtney Hawkins.
They can't get any easier than that, and Dilfer missed him.
So it's going to be third down and a chance to stop him again with 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. They're at the Packer 42-yard line. Williams splits wide right. Hawkins is the slot on the right side, and Harper left. Here goes Dilfer back to throw, and he got him this time. Hello, Reggie. Reggie White back at the 48-yard line with a sack for the Green Bay Packers, and down goes Trent Dilfer, and so stops the drive of Tampa Bay, and that's money to the Max line on the sack for Max by Reggie White. And
Doug Riesenberg, the former Giant, just cannot block him on a consistent basis.
Well, he didn't just knock him down. He just kind of jumped on him and fell down on top of him. Reggie with the sack for the Packers.
You know, watch Reggie get you straightened up. You know, Reggie Riesenberg straightened up, and Reggie's too strong. He just runs you back and throws you out of the way.
Here is the kick by Tommy Barnhart. He gets a good snap from center. This one is a little high floater. Desmond Howard says fair catch. Now he has to come up and catch it. Oh, he got interfered with, but I think it was by his own man, Mike Pryor, who got in the way. Packers will take over at the 25-yard line. We got a timeout. We'll take a break. Be back after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
It's going on right now. It's the 97 Ski-Doo Super Celebration.
At the 24 for the Packers. Here's Brett Favre, straight back in the pocket. Dumps it off over the middle. It is caught. William Henderson to the outside to the 30, to the 35. Lost the football. It appears Tampa Bay's on top of it again. Down at the 42-yard line. I know the Packers got it back. The Packers came back with it. That's the second fumble for the Packers in a very short period of time, and Aaron Taylor went down and dug it out of the pile. It's amazing.
He definitely took it away from somebody, Jim, because Tampa Bay was right on it, but he went out and took it away from him.
Boy, is that good running by William Henderson, though, after he caught that ball over the middle.
Terrific running, but these are the kind of mistakes that drive Mike Holmgren crazy.
He won't like it.
Ball security, one of the cardinal rules for Mike Holmgren.
9:45 remaining, 13-0 here in the third quarter in favor of the Packers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That moved the ball from the 24 out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 17 yards. And you know, the first guy up there saying to William Henderson, don't worry about it, get going and keep it up, that was Brett Favre. Here's the first down play. Brett on the handoff to Bennett, tries to cut inside, does. 45 and up. Oh, man, he got off in a very awkward position. Let's see if he's all right. He goes down at the 49-yard line. He did the splits, Max. As he went down, and he is okay. My goodness, that's scary.
Boy, a good way to pull a groin muscle. But
Donnie Brooks is the man who made the tackle on the play, but good grief, it looked like he was really going to get hurt on the play.
Edgar doing a fine job of reading Dorsey Levin's block that time. Set it up, let it go outside, and Edgar took it inside. Edgar's playing with a torn ligament in his shoulder. He's a tough nut.
Second down, and 2 yards at the 49-yard line in Packer territory. Here's the handoff, fake. Brett Favre goes to the outside. Dropped by Desmond Howard. Howard did the cardinal sin. McGee is going to go crazy. He jumped when all he had to do was stand there and the ball was coming to him.
He jumped and peeked at the same time. Neither one conducive to catching footballs.
Well, it was a 4-yard pass. It was to be a first down completion pass, and they didn't get it. So now it's third down and 2. That was a perfect play. Had the first down, and Desmond Howard jumped for the ball. So it's third down. Those things stop drives unless you come back right here. Brett Favre looks over the play and maybe changing the play. He widens his 2 running backs and tightens up his receivers. Here he goes back to throw. Brett comes up the sideline, and it's out of bounds. No, they're going to rule him out of bounds.
Definitely out of bounds.
Don Beebe caught it out of bounds with a defender on him, and the Packers are arguing that he was pushed out, but the ball was thrown too much to the outside. The wind may have had something to do with that one. He hung it up a little bit, and now the drop by Desmond Howard really does hurt you a lot.
Oh, it does. When you got a chance to get a first down. This is almost a perfect play here, Jim. He just couldn't get his feet in.
Yeah, the defensive back, Donnie Abraham, fell down on the play.
All right. Packers are saying it was in. They're showing it on the board up there, but not a real big roar from the crowd. Here's Hendrick hanging this ball up beautifully, and a fair catch called by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kim Williams at the 15-yard line. We'll get a timeout on the field. It's still 13-0, and the game in a balance. We'll take a break. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network. First down at the 15 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man in motion to the near side of the field. On the first down play, Dilfer goes straight back in the pocket. Santana Dotson tries to get to him. It comes over the middle. Davey Moore makes a great fingertip catch at the 30-yard line, and then a late flag on the play.
That'll be a face mask, I presume.
The official hesitated for a long time, and then he threw it from some distance at the 33-yard line, and the Packers are starting to retreat.
George Kuhn's trying to cover Dave Moore, and the longer that matchup goes, the more it goes in favor of the tight end.
5 yards.
5-yard face mask, and the ball goes out to the 37-yard line, so Tampa Bay moves from the 15 to the 37 in one play.
Oh, how to change field position in a hurry.
Yeah, and the drop looms even larger, doesn't it?
Really does.
When you drop a pass.
Give up that ball these days.
So a first down at the 37-yard line for Tampa Bay. 13-0 ball game. Remember, this is less than 2 scores difference. Here's the draw play to Allstott trying to get to the outside. Chased down by George Kuhn, who held him up. And then help arrived, and they drop him at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of about a yard on the play. By the way, our welcome to Tom O'Malley, Pat Skelton, Chuck Raymond, and Don Davis in our booth. They all are from Anheuser-Busch, right? Hey, Anheuser-Busch has lovely golf bags. They have these nice head covers.
And the beer ain't bad either.
No.
You know, I just checked my beer here. It's a 1996, late October.
Well, it's fresh then. You got the fresh
right.
one. All right.
It is fresh, and I'll go along with that Budweiser.
Second down, 8 yards to go at the 39-yard line for Tampa Bay. 13-0 the Packers. Man in motion to the right side. Dilfer straight back in the pocket. Good time now. Comes up short to Allstott. He dropped the ball at the 40. He tried to run before he caught it. He had a man on the coverage in Leroy Butler the minute he caught the ball, and then the ball just slipped out of his hands, and it's incomplete. Third down. Wasn't going to be much of a pass play anyway.
No, I couldn't figure out why Dilfer gave up on his deep guys so early and just decided he was going to dump it.
Because he had good protection, didn't he?
Yeah, he had good protection. He gave up on the deep guys and dumped it for nothing.
7:25 to go here in the third quarter. Each team failed in its first effort. This is the second effort by Tampa Bay in the quarter. Well, actually, Tampa Bay had 2 because the Packers fumbled the punt away. So this is their third effort in the quarter. And Dilfer on a 3rd down and 8. Here come the Packers hard after him, and Butler trying to get through. He comes to the outside. Is it caught or not? Yes, what a catch at the 49-yard line by Kim Williams with the defender Williams, Ty Williams, all over him. Tyrone Williams was there, and Kim Williams made a remarkable catch. They're going to mark it right at midfield for a first down for Tampa Bay. Nice play by the wide receiver. I don't think the throw had much to do with it. Williams can't cover Williams better than that.
Well, I'll tell you, that was just one of those perfectly executed plays, Jim. Actually, the ball was delivered a little late. He was open early, but by the time it got there, Tyrone was on him, but he couldn't knock it down.
So it is going to be a first down at midfield for Tampa Bay, trying to turn this game around. Hawkins is in motion to the outside for the Buccaneers. Here's the draw play, this time to Eric Rett, hit right at the line of scrimmage and just absolutely stopped. Brian Williams made the initial hit, and that stopped his forward progress, and it doesn't take long for Packer reserves to arrive to help out.
The guy that enabled Brian Williams to make the play was Sean Jones. He took on both Allstott and Ian Beckles, a pulling guard, and just closed them both down into the hole.
Well, Kohl's Department Store is your headquarters for great Packer merchandise, jackets, sweatshirts, jerseys, and hats. If you're a Packer fan, we'll make it worth your while. Kohl's, that's more like it. Second down and 11 at the 49-yard line for Tampa Bay. Here's Dilfer dropping straight back in the pocket. Now he pumps, double pumps, comes over the middle and knocked away. Nicely done. Intended for Davey Moore and Eugene Robinson, who really does a nice job of tiptoeing around receivers to make sure he doesn't get interference. Knock that ball away.
Well, Davey Moore kind of quit his pattern, Jim. You've got to continue to run your pattern. He let Robinson step right in front of him. If he had continued, he might have had a chance, but he had no chance. Good coverage by Robinson.
Moore subbing in for the injured Jackie Harris, the former Packer, and Moore is a poor substitute for Jackie Harris.
Well, interesting, the paper today talking about Jackie Harris and how he has been injury-prone and how much time he had missed since he joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Third down and 11. two receivers to the left, one to the right for Dilfer. Here come the Packers after him. He retreats now, throws long down the sidelines. Flag on the play, and apparently somebody held him up. That looks like Williams may have been guilty of holding up the receiver down the sideline. It's going to be pass interference on the part of the Packers.
I'll tell you what, the Buccaneers obviously like that Carl Williams, Tyrone Williams matchup because they've been going to it regularly.
Let's hope for holding here, Jim, instead of interference.
Number 37 of the defense, 5 yards.
No, it is holding. You're right. It's only 5 yards, but it's the third time they've made the third down play on this drive and gotten themselves a first down. It's a first down at the Packer 45 with 5:55 remaining.
Dude, it's always kind of a mystery when somebody's down there and you grab a guy and the ball's in the air. How do you distinguish interference from holding?
Well, you know what happened? I think when he made the cut, that's when the bodies came together, and that was about 15 yards upfield. All right, first down for Tampa Bay at the 45-yard line, and a crowd getting into it now. Here is the handoff faked by Dilfer. He flips it off to the left side. Allstott, they go back to him, gets about 11 yards down to the Packer 34-yard line. Mike Allstott to the Packer 34, and a first down.
If I was Tampa Bay, I would try to get the ball in the hands of Mike Allstott more than anybody else on that team. He is a big, strong, he can catch the ball, and he is tough.
10 seconds for station identification. It's the Packer Radio Network.
For Cumberland, Hayward, and all of Wisconsin's great Northwest, this is AM 1240 and 96.3 FM WJMC. Rice Lake Spooner.
Down to the Packer 34-yard line. First down out of an I formation. Here's the handoff to Allstott, the up back. He searches for a hole that never really developed, and he gets maybe a yard out of the play down to the 33. There was a lot of interference in front of him, and Sean Jones is on top of him when the play ends.
Gilbert Brown didn't make the tackle on that play, but he stuffed the center, Tony Mayberry, so far into the backfield, Allstott had nowhere to go.
Today's Packer broadcast proudly sponsored by your local Train heating and cooling dealer. Remember, it's hard to stop a train. Second down and 9, and the Packers saying, go, Pack, go. Actually, you need some defense right here. Second and 9. Here is Dilfer on a play-action fake, and now chased out of there by Reggie White, and he threw it away. Now, you know, it's interesting. He didn't throw that near a receiver. I know there are receivers coming in the area, but that's close to grounding the ball because Reggie chased him out of the pocket. I don't know whether he was totally out of the pocket or not.
Yeah, I was watching Doug Riesenberg, who's, is that his name? Yeah, Riesenberg trying to block Reggie, and he just kind of gave up and said the heck with it.
He was still within the pocket, and I'm assuming that they're saying there were receivers reasonably close to the play. That's why they don't throw a flag on.
Well, they also had Reggie Brooks, who's about 5'7", trying to take on Reggie, and that is obviously a mismatch.
Well, here's another third down play from the 33-yard line for the Packers. 4:49, a chance to stop Tampa Bay. The fourth time in this series that they've had this opportunity. Here's Dilfer straight back in the pocket. Dilfer, a lot of time now, comes to the sidelines, broken up. Beautiful play, and that one by Doug Evans. It was intended for Courtney Hawkins, and Evans stuck a hand in and knocked the ball away from him.
Yeah, well, it looked like a sure completion there till Doug Evans got his hand in there, Jim. That was a great play.
So it is fourth down for Tampa Bay. Dilfer hasn't left the field yet. He was reluctant to go anywhere. They may be going on fourth down.
I think you'd be right.
Fourth down coming, and Dilfer stays in there. Reggie White comes back for the Packers, and Gabe Wilkins goes out.
It shows you a couple of things here. Number one, they don't have any faith in their kicker. Of course, it'd be a 50-yarder or so.
All right, here is Dilfer on fourth down and 8 yards to go. And the crowd trying to help the Packers out. Dilfer on the play call, drops the ball. Dilfer picks it up and is still running, still on his feet. Now turns and throws it towards the end zone. Broken up and
intercepted.
Is it intercepted?
Yeah,
it is.
Doug
The
Evans.
Packers at the 3-yard line, Doug Evans. Evans picked it off finally. And Dilfer had a charmed life back there.
He actually ended up with a great play for them because they get it to the Packers on the 3-yard line. That's better than a punt.
It really is. And I'll tell you what, Dilfer showed you something getting away from people on that play.
Yeah, he sure did. When he launched, however,
it was not good.
It was another one with interceptor.
First down for Brett Favre and the Packers from that deep in their own territory. And the handoff goes up the middle, out to about the 4 for a gain of a couple. Brett Favre sends his running back, Edgar Bennett, straight up the middle, a couple of yards on a play. It'll be second down. Our ball game today brought to you by Super America, proud sponsors of the Super America Super Kickoff Contest, where you can win $6,200. 4:13 remaining. I thought, and Larry and I were talking about this, Max, I thought that ball was going to come down to the receiver lying on top of 2 defenders there.
Yeah,
fortunately, Evans caught the ball.
This is definitely a possibility. Those are very dangerous.
Here's Brett Favre. He's at the 4-yard line now. This is dangerous territory for the Packers right here. Brett rolls to the right, looks, fires the ball upfield, and again falling to his knees to catch the ball is Desmond Howard. Desmond gains it out to about the 7-yard lines, but we need him to stay on his feet to run upfield.
Not a good pass here, Jim.
No.
He had to go down to catch the football, so they were not going to get much.
John Michael's gone the whole route at left tackle. They were hoping to get
we
Ken
haven't seen
Rutgers
Kenny
in the
Rutgers
ball
there
game.
yet, have we?
That has not happened so far.
So it is going to be a 3rd down play for the Packers. 3rd down at about 4 yards, almost 5 for the first down. You need to keep possession of this ball. Tampa Bay has been threatening here lately. So here is Brett Favre on the 3rd down play. Brett straight back in the pocket this time, got some pickup help, and the ball goes to Beebe for a first down at the 18-yard line. Just right, perfectly on rhythm. Donnie Abram got there just an instant too late, almost knocked the ball away, but it's a first down at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Donnie Abram very disappointed because he thought he was going to get a hand on that. That was a pretty scary pass out there, Jim. Very tightly covered, but a big first down.
You know, that was one of those Brett Favre specials. The ball can be in about a 6-inch square, and that's just where it's at.
So it is going to be a first down at the 17-yard line. The Packers still deep in their own territory. Here's Brett Favre on a deep handoff to Edgar Bennett. He dives to the 19, maybe the 20-yard line, and a pickup of about 3. Edgar Bennett on the carry. That'll put him over 60 yards for the game for the Packers. Well, which team has the hottest new rookie sensation? The team at your local McDonald's restaurant. They just added the Arch Deluxe to their all-star lineup, and it looks like a winner. With or without bacon, it's to make sure it will surely make your starting lineup. Isn't that what I meant to say? I think it was. 2nd down and 7 at the 20-yard line for the Packers. Packers lead 13-0 late in the 3rd quarter. Brett with a deep drop this time floats it out here to Edgar Bennett. He lost the ball. No, it's ruled incomplete. Oh, my goodness.
He never caught it.
He lost the ball, and then it popped out of his hands on the hit, and they ruled it an incomplete forward pass. Otherwise, Tampa Bay would have recovered another fumble.
The way balls are popping out,
it's scary.
Did you read the Packers got a case of the blahs a little bit, you know?
I don't know. You can say all you want to about we'll be ready, we're ready to go, but it is not a crisp game, and that would maybe be not to give credit to Tampa Bay for playing fairly well on defense.
I tell you, it's very easy to play down to your competition. That's the easiest thing in the world to do, and that's kind of what the Packers are doing here today.
It's 3rd down and 8 from the 20-yard line for Brett Favre. Straight back in the pocket, looking, on rhythm over the middle. Caught first down at the 32-yard line. Is that Jackson? Keith Jackson. It looked like Jackson came over the middle and got a first down on the play, and Big Keith found a hole for himself, and Brett just took his time. He doesn't panic back there and threw it right over the middle, and a first down play at the 32-yard line. Well, that's a nice play. That was just a experience at both ends of the ball that time.
You mentioned the key word, time.
Yes.
You want to get the ball tight end. If you want to get him downfield, it takes a little pass protection, and Brett got it.
Maybe you could sign up as a tight end. You've grown more as the size of a tight end lately.
Yes, but I hate blocking.
Here's the inside handoff. Edgar Bennett cross-buck across the 35 to the 39. Now the Packers are moving the ball.
Real nice trap block. Aaron Taylor pulling on the play. Real nice trap block on Chidi Anahanatu.
Throw the ball out to the 39-yard line. And it will be a 2nd down, about 3 yards to go. Gain of 7 for Edgar Bennett. His total officially 13 carries, 68 yards in the ball game.
There's one real positive so far. The Packers have executed the running game pretty well.
Yes, they have. So it's going to be a 2nd down and short yardage. A handoff to Edgar Bennett, same slant play, and close to a first down out somewhere near the 42.5-yard line. They got to get to the 42.5 to get a first down. It depends on where they put the ball down. I think he's awfully close to a first down.
Brett thinks it's a first down. He pointed one little finger that way.
He and I have always been on the same wavelength. Midwest Express Airlines wants to take this opportunity to salute Dell Marketing, their partner in travel. Midwest Express Airlines, the best care in the air, the official airline of the Green Bay Packer radio network. They're going to bring the sticks in. Let me check with Jim Palm here. First down, says Palm. No question. Okay. Just had forgotten to do that recently, Jim, and I apologize, and I'm glad to be able to come back to you and check that out.
Or you're both wrong.
48 seconds remaining, and it's inches short. Well, that'll be the last time we'll check with him.
I think 17 out of 18 this year on his calls from the press box.
You know, Palm, is your eyes okay, Palm, at your age?
3rd down and inches to go for the Packers. Don't let them get to you, Jim. 48 seconds remaining here in a very quick 3rd quarter.
You know, that Cheetah I who knew to. He was. I just gave. Everybody was named that way. I was over in Hawaii. Everybody was either Hanutu or Nutu
Right.
Nano.
That's why you handled that so well there.
Well, I'm not sure they did that right. Cheetah.
Third and
Hanutu.
short for Brett Favre. And Bennett goes in motion to the outside, and Brett quarterback sneaks it for a first down.
Easy.
He gets it out to the 44-yard line. Today's game brought to you by Aaron's Outdoor Power Equipment and your local Aaron's dealer. Aaron's, the best from start to finish. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. They've done a pretty good job. This ball started at the 2, and they're out to the 43-yard line now. And they used up about 4 minutes of the clock, and they're going to let the quarter run out. So that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Packers 13, Tampa Bay nothing. Back after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
That Meyer International Trucks in Cameron is the area factory authorized international truck, Cummins engine, and Allison transmission sales and service center. They supply parts and service for all makes, and they provide
to win some money here in the remaining quarter we have of this football game. It is still only a 13-0 ball game in favor of the Green Bay Packers. So the Packers got a lot of work yet to do in this contest. First down, however, at their own 43-yard line. The Packers started at the 2-yard line. In motion to the outside goes Keith Jackson. Back to throw is Brett Favre. He gets hit as he released it, almost intercepted by number 47, John Lynch. I'll tell you what, he just had to get rid of it. There was a man in his shoulders as he released the ball, and he took the hit and threw it anyway, and it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, it was
second
not
down.
Ken Rutgers' man, though. He was lined up across from Warren Sapp and did a fine job pass protection.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe Larry can give us a report. I hate watching line plays, too violent, but...
Second down and 10.
Not the way I used to do it, Max.
Second down and 10. A big cheer for something up there on the board, and I'm not sure what it is. We'll check it out for you in a moment. Here's Brett Favre on a draw play up the middle, trying to get to the outside, and Dorsey Levens loses a couple of yards back to the 41-yard line. So it didn't fool anybody on that one.
One ugly-looking draw play.
Third quarter, the Giants still lead Detroit 25-7. Let's see, what do we have on the board that might be of interest? Houston 9, San Francisco 3 would be of interest, wouldn't it?
Well, you know, they lost Steve Young. I think I told you earlier.
Well, Jeff Bram is the quarterback, not Gerbach. Bram is the quarterback for them. So it's going to be third down and 12. That's because of the concussion to Steve Young. Third down, or the Packers will have to give the ball up with 14:23 remaining. So far in a scoreless second half. Back to pass goes Brett Favre. Great protection. Comes to the sidelines. It is caught. Desmond Howard up the sidelines. Tries to drive for the first down. But a flag on a late hit. That'll keep the drive alive. A flag thrown. Howard got it to the 49-yard line of Tampa Bay. About 3 yards shy of the first down. Then a flag thrown against Tampa Bay on the sideline. And that is a big mistake by the Buccaneers.
Big break for the Packers, Jim. But that's why you have a record of...
Hit out of bounds. Number 47 of the defense.
That's John Lynch.
Yeah, that's why your record is 1-6. Those kind of mistakes are just put you out of the game.
Tell you what, once again, Ken Rutgers holding up very well out there. That time he slapped Eric Curry to the ground.
You know, today's not the real test, is it? Tomorrow is the test after you play against these kind of guys.
But mentally, I think today is a big test.
Sure.
Get out there and get some confidence that, yeah, I may not be 100%, but I can do it out here.
Ball's all the way down to the 34-yard line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First down for the Packers. Remember, this drive started at the 2, but it gets some help on the late hit by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ball is at the 34-yard line. A single running back for the Packers. 2 wide receivers. Here's the flea flicker back to Brett Favre.
They got him.
And they got a man open downfield. Howard over his head. Oh, Brett threw it over his head. Desmond Howard was there, wide open on the flea flicker, and the ball was thrown long over Desmond's head by about a stride and a half.
Mike Holmgren's feeling pretty frisky. We had the halfback pass. We have the flea flicker.
I think he's convinced that Tampa Bay couldn't score if they played 2-3 months here. But, you know, that's the wind's fault right there, Jim. Brett Favre does not miss those passes, but the wind is so tough today.
Well, again, you know, if that's you'd like to have had a more familiar receiver to him as well. He just doesn't have very familiar receivers out there with him at the moment. It's going to be a second down and 10 yards to go at the 34. Bennett is in motion to the outside for the Packers. Brett Favre, quick drop to the outside. There's Don Beebe. He gets away from one man, but he dives for the first down close at about the 25-yard line, just short. Great effort by Don Beebe trying to get the first down for the Packers. We'll see whether or not he got it. at the. He's going to be just short at the 24-yard line.
Don drove off the ball so hard, he put Donnie Abraham on the ground trying to come up and stop that pass. I mean, Don has all the moves down pat.
Well, Target is a proud sponsor of the Packer Radio Network. Be sure to drop off your film at Target's Photo Center for Kodak Premium Processing. Back the next day, or they're free 7 days a week. Target, expect more but pay less. Bringing everything across to check it out here and see whether or not he has the first down.
Hey, Palm, is this a first down? He won't answer me anymore.
Is it a first? Oh, it's short. Well, of course, I can see that, too, after they measure.
At least he's smart enough to wait till it's over before he reports.
Good grief. Best wishes to Brody Larson, who lives in Star Prairie, Wisconsin. We want him. He's a huge Packer fan. He went to New Richmond High School. He's awaiting a kidney transplant. We wish you the best of luck, partner, and get well soon, and come and see us here at the Packer broadcast. We'd love to have that happen to you. Brody Larson. All right, at Star Prairie, Wisconsin. It's a third down and inches for the Packers. Last time they quarterback sneaked it. 13:20 remaining. This is well on a 6-minute drive now by the Packers. Brett Favre looking for that first down. Need to keep it moving, and Brett trying to sneak this time. Didn't go a whole lot, but he went far enough to get the first down. Well, the way the official on the far side marked the ball, it was a first down. And let's see whether they use his foot or they're using this near foot, and this near foot is from this official is all right as well. So it will be a first down.
As opposed to a lot of teams, the Packers, when they do that, they don't get in a tight formation. They keep the defense spread by lining up in a regular formation offensively, and yeah, we didn't have a giant hole.
Well, I'll tell you what, somebody on the Packers is not real happy. They were looking back and wanted to go argue a little bit. Bruce Wilkerson unhappy with somebody across the line from Tampa Bay, and one of the Packers grabbed him and said, get in a huddle here. First down, in motion to the right side goes one receiver. Here's the handoff to Edgar Bennett. He dives across the line down to about the 22-yard line. I'll tell you what, at this stage of the ball game, leading by 13-0, a field goal would be even very large.
You know, they're acting like that they would almost be satisfied with that, Jim. They don't want to lose position. They don't want to lose the ball down here. They're in scoring position, and you're right. 3 is about as good as 7 on a day like today.
Well, this game's action brought to you by your Polaris Snowmobile, ATV, and personal watercraft dealers. For outdoor fun before and after the snow, see your Polaris dealer. All right, it's a second down at 8 yards to go at the 22-yard line of Tampa Bay. Here's Brett on the ride to the left. He gives it to Dorsey Levens. He tried to slide outside. Great open field tackle made by John Lynch, who knocked him down at the 25 for a loss of about 3. Well, that was a fine play by John Lynch. 11:45 remaining. Jim, I'm not sure when this drive started. Did you write it down on your sheet of paper? Oh, yeah, it started on about the 1 or the 2-yard line, somewhere with around 4.5 minutes to go. So it's close to an 8-minute drive, but it is a third down and 11 right here.
It's one of those nail-in-the-coffin drives as far as time
goes. If you can score, yes. If you can score, it really just does remarkable things for the Packers. All right, here is the third down play for Green Bay, but you need 11 yards. That's hard to get down deep like this. Here's Brett straight back in the pocket. He's got some time. Now he runs out of the pocket. Now he's on the run. He's got a man open. Touchdown. And a flag. He crossed the line of scrimmage, folks.
Yeah, he did.
He was across the line of scrimmage. Keith Jackson caught the ball. It won't count, however. Bring it back. An illegal forward pass on the part of the Packers. It'll cost them the down as well.
I was going to say, that's loss of down also,
yeah.
Jim. So
let's listen.
Number 4 threw the ball after he crossed the line of scrimmage. 5 yards, spotted a pass, loss of down.
Yep. 5-yard penalty makes it even more difficult. Brett's saying no way was he across the line of scrimmage. I thought that he was awfully close, and the official didn't hesitate. He threw the flag.
Well, we'll see on the replay here. Oh, yeah, he's already across the line.
Yeah, he's at the 24 right there.
And it was on the other side of the line, Jim, because it was second. It was like at 12 yards for a first down, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It was relatively close, but he was over. All right, Jackie will try. This is a key field goal now of 47 yards, and a very difficult field goal at that.
Yeah, this is a put-it-out-of-reach field goal.
Ball is down. The kick is on the way by Chris, and it is long enough, and it is no good to the left. So that's a great stop by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Timeout on the field back after this on the Packer Radio Network. Anniversary for Bernie and Renee Witt. Actually, it was in June, but their kids, as a present, gave them tickets to today's game. So they're really here celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary. All right, it's going to be a first down, Tampa Bay, at the 37-yard line. Good field position. Hawkins is in motion to the right on the first down play. Here's Dilfer on the handoff. They come up the middle, and spinning is Eric Rett to the 41-yard line. They had him pinned at about the 39, but he spun away and gets a couple of yards out to the 41-yard line.
Kind of sloppy tackling by Santana Dotson on that play.
They let him slide off, didn't they? So he gets out to the 41, a gain of 5, second down and 5. Tampa Bay, 10:41. The clock is important here that you make them use as much time as you possibly can. Rob Thomas splits over to the left for Tampa Bay. Hawkins to the right. Now you stagger the I formation behind the quarterback, Trent Dilfer. Packers are leading 13-0. Alstead on the move to the left, and they pitch it to Rett trying to get the corner behind a block by Alstead. Ripped out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Eugene Robinson did a good job, and he almost grabbed the face mask of the running back, Eric Rett, but he didn't, according to the official anyway, and so no penalty flag was thrown. It'll be a third down at about 5 for Tampa Bay. There are 2 footballs on the field, folks. Can't play with 2. You can play with only 1. Now they get the other one off the field. It'll be a third down. Big play right here, so you can get that ball back. Dilfer with a single running back and 4 wide receivers this time. You got to get to him is the key now. Here is Dilfer waiting. Rob Thomas in motion to the right. Dilfer on a draw play. And Sean Jones broke it up. Intended Jerry Ellison. And Sean Jones made him cut inside where everybody was and knocked him down short of the first down. That was a big play by Jones in the Packer defense.
Second time in a situation like that, they have resorted to the draw play, Jim, which means they have very little confidence in their passing attack, because that's a tough draw in that situation to make 4 or 5 yards.
Well, it looks like they're going for it. It looks as if they're going to go for it on 4th down and 2. Wow. Tampa Bay is shooting the works, and why not when you're 1 and 6?
Well, I agree. Might as well be 1 and 7.
All right, here they go. There's still a lot of time left. 9:13 remaining. Dilfer maybe trying to draw. He's going to run a play. Dilfer back to throw. Dilfer looking, fires for the sidelines. It's caught by Rob Thomas at a first down at the 49. What a nicely executed play by the Buccaneers. Thomas drove his defender off and came back nicely to the ball.
I was going to say, that's a comeback route, Jim, that they should run more often in that situation because it worked perfectly.
They have a first down. Boy, did they quiet this Packer crowd with 8:49 remaining there in Packer territory at the 48-yard line. Today's game brought to you by Simplicity. Simplicity dealers are the only place you can buy Simplicity's top-performing lawn and garden equipment, and where you can register to win a Packer Backer tractor. First down at the 48-yard line for Tampa Bay. Here's Dilfer, play action fake, back to throw, looking, fires the ball upfield. It is caught by Hawkins, 34. He is at the 27-yard line of the Packers. Man alive, they are down to the 27, and new life for the Buccaneers at 8:16 remaining in the game and trailing 13-0.
All it wants protection's a little better here. Yeah. Plate was bearing down on him, but didn't get there in time.
You know what? I was looking for a holding call there, but we have not had a holding call in this ballgame for either side.
We haven't.
And way too big a cushion by Doug Evans.
Yep. Going to be a first down at the 27-yard line for Tampa Bay. Game is in the balance right here. That missed field goal hurt, but it was a very difficult field goal. Man in motion to the near side, Hawkins. Here's Dilfer. Dilfer on a handoff to Eric Rett. Dives to the 25. Rett for a gain of a couple to the 25-yard line. And it will be a gain of 2, second down.
In a situation where a field goal don't do much good, they're going to be 4 downs from here in. They got to get 7 if they expect to stay in the ballgame.
Give Tony Dungy credit. He's gone on 4th down twice today. Once worked, once didn't. All right, it's going to be a second down at 8, Tampa Bay. Williams to the right, Hawkins to the right. Harper and the 4th receiver, Rob Thomas, to the left. And Dilfer, short drop, quick pattern, caught by Harper at the 20. Broke a tackle right off of the hands of Williams and may have the first down. He is awfully close down at the 17-yard line. That was good defensive play, and he broke the tackle and got through to the 17-yard line.
I tell you, that's a good pair of hands to be able to reach up amongst that group there and come down with the football.
What they're going to measure, and there's a break in the action. Ought to be a great time to break for the great taste of Bud Light. A big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up. It never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light. A struggle now for the Packers with 6:51 to go in the game, and they may have a first down to the Packers 17. Now, it's going to be short, I believe. Short by a couple of inches. It'll be third down. Almost a break when you get that. Gives you an extra down to work with.
Well, if it were second down, on third down...
It'll be second down, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
This is trouble when you mess around and don't put teams away, and you get in a situation late in the game. They're 2 plays away from a lead.
That's true. There's no question about that. You just haven't been able to do it today against Tampa Bay. Mike Holmgren was concerned about this ball game prior to the game. It is third down, Max. You're right.
Yeah,
third down
on this side. It's second down on the other side.
Well, it's 2.5 down.
Now it's third down everywhere.
All right, here we go. Third down and inches for Tampa Bay. Dilfer has everybody in sight. Here's Dilfer on the sneak. Well, he moved a little, but not much.
You know, he got it after he rolled over on the side there. Otherwise, he didn't have it.
6:35 remaining. It appears he has a first down. The game brought to you by DirecTV. For the most NFL action available anywhere, got to be DirecTV. Satellite TV at its best.
As we mentioned earlier, Tampa Bay not the best red zone team in the league. In fact, one of the worst.
Well, they need to be the worst right now because you need to stop them. You cannot give up a touchdown here because if you do, that means you struggle down the stretch of the game. It is a 13-point lead, 13-0, and that was all in the first half. Here is Trent Dilfer with his team at the line of scrimmage at the 17-yard line. Man in motion, Hawkins again to the near side. And Dilfer, play-action fake, throws it off to the little left flat pass to Alstott. Chased out of bounds nicely by Brian Williams, but a gain of 5 yards, maybe 6 down to the 11-yard line and out of bounds to stop the clock.
Been a pretty good play for him there, Larry, all day. That little swing out to Alstott. He's a big, strong runner.
Yeah, they made a living off that, and one of the keys to it is getting Sean Jones hands down, and their halfback, this case, Eric Reck, has been doing a good job of that. In fact, a couple times, they have cut Sean Jones right to the ground.
Ball is at the 11-yard line, second down, and 4 yards to go for the first down for Tampa Bay. Clock at 5:40 remaining. Here is Dilfer with Hawkins in motion to the right. Trent Dilfer goes straight back in the pocket. Looking, fires to the end zone. Touchdown. Caught. Great catch in the end zone. We'll see who caught it. It is Dave Moore, the tight end. He's not supposed to be able to do that, but a perfect throw, and Tampa Bay's right back in the ball game with 5:28 remaining.
Well, you're not kidding. They're back in the ball game, Jim. The extra point here puts them inside of a touchdown to take the lead. Dave Moore made a great catch. He was pretty well covered, but Dilfer fired a Favre-like pass right there.
George Kuntz on the coverage, and anytime you got a middle linebacker covering a tight end, the longer the play goes, if he gets protection, that's a tough job for the middle linebacker to come up with.
Well, they went on a fourth down on that drive and got the first down. Here's the try for extra point. A little high. Kick is on the way. The kick is good. 13-7. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Bob Burleson.
Sports.
The kickoff to Desmond Howard at the goal line. Back to the 5, to the 10, up to the right sidelines, runs into traffic and goes down to the 19-yard line. The Packers deep in their own territory, leading only 13-7 in the ball game now. And if you're going to be a winning team, this is when you have to step up right here.
Yeah, and once as I said earlier, they weren't playing really up to their potential. I don't know if they're going to turn it on or not.
We'll take a break. Be back after this game right now.
Yeah, but one thing, over the years I've noticed real good teams that are championship caliber, find ways to win games when they don't play real well, and certainly this is a candidate to this game so far.
And I thought what was the most disappointing a moment ago, or in the last drive by the Packers, is to take eight minutes off the clock and not get anything on the board, which really would have put the game away. Now they're only 6 points up with 5:19 remaining in the contest. So you've got to get the ball up the field for the Packers. Here's a first down play from the 19-yard line for Brett Favre. He watches the defense move around for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, takes a long count, now rides and hands it off to Edgar Bennett, who tries to slide to the outside, and he gets only 2 yards out to the 21-yard line. Edgar knocked down after a gain of a couple. I want to send our best wishes out to Terry Hansen. Terry's a patient over at Rochester Methodist Hospital. He's going to be there for a little while, for 3 months. We wish you a quick get well, Terry, and glad to see you back up and going well right at the moment.
You know, we lost a great friend this week, Jim. Do you remember Gordy Eggleston?
Okay.
Eggleston?
Yeah, Eggleston. Yes,
Eggleston. Yeah, it's Fuzzy's father-in-law. He died this week.
Oh, my goodness. He was such a good Packer radio fan, too.
He was a great fan of the Packers.
Second down, 8 yards to go for the Packers. Here's Brett. Play action fake. Looks. Comes up over the middle. It's caught by Chimura. In traffic. 35 to the 40. Spins away to the 45-yard line. Mark Chimura, and that ball was close to being picked off Instead, it is a big, big play.
Boy, I had to breathe real deep there, Jim, because that defender almost stepped in front and picked that off. But Chamiro, great catch and a great run.
Yeah, what a great individual effort. I mean, that is a little desire on display right there.
Ball is all the way out to the 47-yard line for a first down for the Packers. The clock at 4:10 remaining in the contest.
I think Chamiro thinks he's getting so few opportunities this year, he's got to take advantage of every chance he gets.
All right, first down at the 47-yard line. Out of an I formation for the Packers. Here's Brett Favre. Got to run clock and move the ball all at the same time. Handoff second man through Edgar Bennett down to the 49 for a gain of a couple of yards. Edgar Bennett driving ahead for a couple of yards on the play. Well, this season, every Packer score is one for the MAC Fund. The Packers Radio Network and participating sponsors have teamed up to continue to fight against childhood cancer with scoring for MAC. 3:34 remaining in the game. Second down for the Packers, however.
Have we mentioned Warren Sapp's name today? Hardly at all.
Not very often. He hasn't been involved very much. The Packers have really neutralized the defensive linemen. They have had pretty good play out of their secondary, has Tampa Bay, however.
Middle three for the Packers. Done a nice job with him.
All right, second down. You need to keep the ball moving. The ball at the 49-yard line of Tampa Bay. Here's Brett on second. Inside handoff quickly to Bennett. Bennett to the 45. Bennett to the 40-yard line. Oh, what a nice play right up the middle. Quick hitter by Edgar Bennett for big yardage.
Oh, some great moves, Jim. That's as good a run as I've seen Bennett make all year. He was just all over everybody. Beautiful run.
Little inside trap. Aaron Taylor doing the pulling, doing a fine job.
Now we start looking at the clock. 2:47 remaining and 3 timeouts for Tampa Bay. So they can stop the clock 4 times between now and the end of this game by their timeouts and by the 2-minute warning. All right, Brett Favre with a first down at the 40-yard line of Tampa Bay, just inside the 40. Again, it'll be a running play. Here's the handoff. Bennett trying to go behind. Oh, it got a good block to the outside by Aaron Taylor and moves it down to the 36-yard line.
The thing Aaron Taylor did very well that time, he read the fullback's block. William Henderson pinned his guy to the inside. Aaron Taylor took his body outside and made a block.
And Tampa Bay uses one of those timeouts right there. And we'll stop the clock. We'll take a break. Back after this is the 36-yard line of Tampa Bay. And 7 yards to go. The Packers lead 13-7. Tampa Bay has 2 timeouts remaining, and they have the 2-minute warning. So if you can get a first down here, you really will have used up 2 of their timeouts, because the 2-minute warning should come after the next play unless they decide to use a timeout right then. Here is Brett Favre from the 36-yard line. Big play coming in the next couple of series, the next couple of plays. Here's Brett on a draw play to Edgar Bennett. Little hole, slides to the 34, a gain of 2. Now let's see. Now Tampa Bay's going to use another timeout. Tampa Bay stops the clock again. Now they have really taken a chance. And that's why this next play, Max, becomes so big, because you can almost run it out if you can get a first down with them having used 2 of their timeouts. A really big play here on third down. Brett Favre to the outside, caught, but I don't think he got the first down. He's at the 30-yard line, just shy of the first down, with 2:05 remaining and the clock running. The clock will go to the 2-minute warning, and a decision will be made by the Packers during that time. A timeout on the field, 2 minutes left. Back after this word from your local station here on the Packer Radio Network.
You deserve
Well, you're going up the gut with Levens, right? Dorsey Levens is the running back for the Packers. They need a yard. Here is Brett Favre waiting. Man in motion. Handoff goes to Levens. He did not get it.
Yes,
folks.
he did. Second effort.
No, he did. He's well short. Tampa Bay takes over and has a chance with 1:55 and a timeout remaining. And Tampa Bay could win the ball game with a touchdown and an extra point. That play never really got off the block, did it? It never got off the block.
Maybe Larry can explain to me why they can't make a yard on
He can
short
do that
yardage.
right after we take this break. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Hey, Packer fans, it's that time of year again to cheer the green and gold to the playoffs. And whether you're throwing a pregame tailgate party or having friends over to enjoy the game, remember...
Fumble, they need a sack, anything like that would help.
Any time for a big play, it would be this time.
First down, Tampa Bay at their own 30-yard line. Packers failed on a 4th down and a yard. Here's the quarterback, Trent Dilfer. He goes straight back in the pocket. He's got some time. He lifts it over the middle, and Allstott dropped it. Right over the middle to Mike Allstott. It went right through his hands at about the 33-yard line. He would have had about a 5-yard gain. It'll be second down. That stops the clock, and it took 5 seconds on the play.
Allstott's dropped a couple today. Thank you, Mike.
I'll tell you, though, as a quarterback, you don't want to throw your fullback a bullet pass from 7 yards because they're not 1 in 10 could catch it.
Second down, Tampa Bay. Rob Thomas to the left side. And he got 2 wide receivers to the right. Out of the backfield, Eric Brett and Ellison. And now stepping up the line, Leroy Butler. Here's a second down play for Trent Dilfer. Here comes Williams. They throw it off to the right and drilled, and he got away. Ellison got away it gets to the 33. Somebody missed him at about the 27-yard line. It turns out to be a pickup of 3. Third down, the clock running at 1:35. They didn't get out of bounds. It's at the 34, a gain of about 3 on the play. Packers are slow to wind up defensively. And Trent Dilfer about to step in. Well, it takes a lot of time at 1:24. Third down, Tampa Bay. Dilfer back to throw, retreating and retreating. Wants to throw long downfield. The Packers are there defensively, but it's incomplete. He wanted a flag to the receiver, Cam Williams, but no flag, but the Packer defenders never got near that ball.
That's true, but they had him well covered anyway, Jim. They didn't go for the ball, but they made sure he didn't catch it.
Yeah, Craig Newsome and Mike Pryor were all over Carl Williams. It wasn't even... I mean, I was wondering where Dilfer was going with that ball.
Now it's 4th down. That was an interesting call to try to go there on 4th down. You can't give them much here because it's 4th down and 6 on this ball game. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance and the State Farm agents throughout Wisconsin. For all your family insurance needs, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. 4th down and about 6 for Tampa Bay. Dilfer straight back in the pocket. Here they come. Dilfer in trouble, running, tackled, it's over. That's the 25, chased down and tackled by Brian Williams and Leroy Butler. And the sack means money to the Macklin. Compliments to Budweiser beer.
Boy, you're right. She's all over, Jim. Great defensive play there. Again, that safety blitz by Butler. That got him.
30-second break. Back after this from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
There's only one thing that beats fun on the snowmobile trails, riding your Arctic Cat, and that's getting out on the trail with your new Arctic Cat. And the new 97s are even better than ever. Touring, racing, cruising, hauling, your Arctic Cat sled gets you where you want to go, does the job you want, runs like a champ, and is always ready for more. Buy your new Arctic Cat before November 1st and get $200 cat cash towards accessories or $100 cash back on your sled. Arctic Cat at Chetek Economy Marine on the lakefront, downtown Chetek. And while you're there, register to win a new Arctic Cat Puma Deluxe.
Brett Favre takes the knee, and the clock runs, and the last timeout by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is used. They have no more timeouts. 1:02 remaining. 40 seconds in between plays, so the Packers do not have to run a football. They'll just take another knee or two, and then it'll be all over. Well, if you depend on your car to perform, depend on 76 gasolines to keep it a performance car. The Packers are going to win this game, Larry, and the coaches are going to coach the Deckins out of things next week.
Yes, they will, but like we said earlier, championship teams, I mean, nobody plays absolutely at their best every week, and this is one of those games that Packers were far from their best, but they figured out a way to win it, and they made a play at the end. It wasn't given to them. They had to make a play, and they made it.
Yeah, they really broke through on Trent Dilfer, and he just had no place to go, and they put a lot of pressure on him, and down he went.
You know, one of the things that's obvious to me, the winning or losing in this game has never been in danger until this last series. They've never been in danger of losing the game, even though it has not been much of a football game.
Brett leans down again. He'll have to do that one more time. True Value, proud to sponsor the True Value NFL Man of the Year Award, honoring players who made a difference both on and off the field. True Value, the official hardware store of the Green Bay Packers. You guys got to think of a most valuable player in this game for me. Give me some nominations.
Personal opinion?
Yeah.
Edgar Bennett.
Edgar Bennett's good. Max?
Let's me think about that some more.
Well, you don't have a lot of time left. There's 33 seconds left in the game here. But I'll give you a little more time. I'm not trying to rush it. Here's the kneel down by Brett again, and that'll be the ball game. Don't have to snap it anymore. Packers will have won. They are very happy to get out of here with a victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The final score will be 13-7 as the clock winds down with 12 seconds, 10. And it's going to count right off, and the Packers win it 13-7. A tough loss for Tampa Bay and a nice win for the Packers. It could have been a very disastrous afternoon. It was not. 13-7. That's final now. Back after this from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
They were being manhandled by the New York Giants. And then back-to-back big road games for Green Bay at Kansas City and at Dallas. And here are the Central Division standings. That Detroit game still very much being played. Yeah. They would go to 4-4. Minnesota will tee it up with Chicago tomorrow night.
And Detroit's problem, they're beat up on defense. They are just crushed, and it's starting to show.
So our final score is 13-7 Green Bay. Coming up, JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie Lott will be along from our Fox Television Center with a NASDAQ post-game report. And we'll
begin to get frosty. Brett Favre to Antonio Freeman, but he's crushed by Donnie Abraham and Melvin Johnson, and he suffers a broken forearm, gone 4 to 6 weeks. He had just moved into the important wide receiver slot occupied by Robert Brooks. But Edgar Allan Poe Bennett goes for 12 yards, and he gets blocking here, Tom.
Yeah, and they found something to the left side of this offense. There you see him. Edgar Bennett again being led down the field for a 7-yard gain.
And that'll, when they move over, it'll be Dorsey Levens for a touchdown. And the Packers lead it 10-0. Remember, oh, it's a double dip. They're all in the crowd there as Levens and William Henderson go up. Meanwhile, Packer defense, Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie White, a great job rushing the punter here. Tommy Barnhart, he fakes the fake punt, then tries to punt the ball. Reggie White does a great job of the block. And Green Bay somewhere underneath there getting the recovery.
Then second quarter. Well, here we go. Here's Trent Dilfer, and what? Nothing there.
Yeah, White working on Riesenberg, and then watch this pass rush right here. Not a lot of technique to it. Just kind of pushes Riesenberg over right to Trent Dilfer.
Who needs technique when you get brute strength? Here we go, and Eric Rett, after seemingly a layoff of about 12 years, is back with the Bucs down 10-0. No. Eric Rett, run to Tara, Rett. Frankly, my dear, well, you know how that goes. 12 carries, 29 yards for Rett in his season debut. And so the Buccaneers move in for a chip shot field goal, but Michael Husted, no hablo. And now these are the Buccaneers. Watch this, 4th and 9. Trent Dilfer. It's a fumble. It's a stumble. It's a fumble. It's a flip. It's a tip. It's a pick. Oh, my goodness. The entire franchise history boiled into that one play. But here they come. Trent Dilfer to Rob Thomas. It's a first down. Hey, remember the Bucs are in this game down 13-0. Then Dilfer to Dave Moore. I said Dave Moore for a touchdown, and the Bucs are within 6, 13-7. Just over a minute to go, 4th and 6. Dilfer. 4th down. You at least throw it up there at that point. Leroy Butler, Brian Williams has had a big season, do the job. Brett Favre with no touchdown pass, first time in 18.
Next one. Don, what are you doing here? What? Tell me what you're doing.
We're going to Coach Mike Holmgren's house. Get a little candy from the big boss.
Hold on, guys.
Hey, is that Gil's car? Hey, yeah, it is. Hey, what's his band again? Big Boss in the Shop. Big Boss in the Shop. I can't see anything.
Okay, come here you go.
All right.
Would you guys open up?
How do I look, Frank?
Trick or treat!
You know, you're not even going to believe this, but we just gave out our last piece of candy. I am sorry, Gay. I am so sorry. I like your outfit, so, and you're all so beautiful. Not you, necessarily.
You don't like me?
I'm sorry.
Please?
I'm sorry. We just gave out our last piece. We have box bags of it.
Please?
See you guys.
What if I said I was Don Beebe?
See ya.
Brett Favre? No?
I'm sorry, we didn't have none of that. Bye-bye, honey.
Don't you want any? I guess if we don't have none.
Bye-bye.
Please?
Please.
We don't have any left. See ya.
Where's Mr. Gill?
Huh?
Mr. Gill.
Oh, gee whiz. Get out
No
of here.
candy?
Look at this. Well, wait a minute.
I was going to say, wait, what if we get...
Where are all these little kids going to?
These are all our kids.
Really?
What if I get...
We just get...
Hey, you know, what if I said we could get Big Bop and the Chops on the TV show?
Hey, Mr. Gill.
We thought you'd know it for sure.
No, listen, 82. Hey, Bill. You guys, I am sorry. Honestly.
Hey, can you believe we ran out of candy?
Look at the last people. They had put on your. Did you see the mask?
Yeah, that's that Mr. Gill guy.
Oh, this is. You're sick. You are sick. Hey, you guys, I am sorry. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow at work, I'm going to bring your dad.
You know what? He wants to run to my car. I got candy. I got a big bag. I promise.
Okay? All right. All right, I'm sorry.
250 kids here. You mean you've been here already?
I specifically told you guys, and Frank, I'm very disappointed in you, Frank.
Hey, Gil, Gil, you should have seen him. I was like this. I had to ask him. He had no idea. I was coming in his house and Mike was like, what are you doing, man? All right, we'll see you. Let's play more guys. Oh, God. Hey, that was funny. Hey, dude, he was pushing you out? Please, he had no idea. No, he didn't. I am so sorry. I have no candy.
And you have the number.
I didn't know what to say. Don asked me, and I go, I guess okay. Yeah, Dopey over there goes, hey, how about like a big bumblebee? Hey, how about Mike push? I was gonna, but I think he might have hit me. I think you're lying, Mike, homebrew. Oh, that's funny. He had no clue. At first, I thought he recognized Dee Dee's like,